Okay.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Happy Monday. What is going on? Hello. Let's see how many of you we got here.
Hello.
We're starting off with 142 in the chat. Awesome. Hello. Gabe, hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Hey, Mo Magic. Look, we made Mo a mod.
Mo's a mod now.
Mo's a mod now. Whoop,
right
whoop.
on.
So, hey, Bonnie, Mo, William, Lucinda, West Virginia Granny, hello. Steffi Sue, Megan, Mindy, hello. Babs, Sylvie C, Donna, Hannah, hello, everyone. Hi, King Paco.
Hello. I can't have my regular glasses on, so I can't see who's saying hello. So I'm sorry if I don't read out.
Well, you have a special hello. Hey, Shelbell, you have a special hello tonight.
Yeah, I got a special hello.
Yeah.
To my best friend Judy. She's actually listening for the first time tonight. So I want all the viewers in there
say hello, Judy.
Say hello to Judy and welcome her and tell her she needs to come on in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Judy.
Judy.
Okie Mima. Tim, hello, Ghost Lady. But yeah, but. Bonnie, hi. Hey, Ernie. Hello, everyone. Hello, Carol Crazy.
We have the best viewers on YouTube.
Yes, we do. We have a great community here. Tiza, how you doing? Tammy B. All right. Okay, guys, we're just going to get right into it. We have some guests here tonight. Did y'all do your homework? Quiz is happening. There's John Caps. So, yeah, quiz is happening tonight, guys. We have two national advocates here, Marci and Robin, and they are fighting for victims who have been wrongfully held in guardianships, along with our favorite retired attorney, Leslie Ferderigos is here. And as you know, she spent her career restoring the rights to those wrongfully held in guardianships and was able to restore rights to 13 victims in 1 year, which was something no attorney ever did. So I'm going to bring them all on. Here we go. Here's Leslie. Here's Marci and Robin. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Nice to be here.
Now, you'll all find it extremely beneficial to learn about this issue as these speakers tonight, advocates. If you want to, Robin, explain, your position.
Sure.
And
I was honored to be part of the Whistleblower Summit in Washington, D.C. last week, where we brought the attention of people all over the world to the guardianship industry and what has happened to it and what it has become over the last I don't know, years. And because it's become something where it's the quickest and easiest way that anyone in the United States can lose all of their constitutional rights. I mean, freedom of speech, freedom to associate, everything can be taken away from you with one fell swoop at a hearing that you don't even need to be a part of. They call it it's a special kind of hearing where you're not there, but whoever it is that says, oh, this person is incapacitated or this person can't handle their finances or whatever it is, goes before a judge and says, yeah, we kind of got this emergency situation where we need to take care of this person. So let's put an emergency guardianship on them. And they're drafted into this, and then from there, it's a road to hell. I mean, because what happens is it doesn't matter whether you have a will, whether you have powers of attorney, no matter what legal documents you may have in place, it won't matter, because what happens when you get under a guardianship, you become a ward of the state, and then the guardian assumes your legal identity. And now all of those things, they just overwrite or overrule. So you have access to all of your bank accounts, all of your property, everything, your money, your identity. They can go to your bank and say, just give me all that money. They can go to your, they can, I mean, they literally, you become as if you were property of that person, and all of your property now it is as if it has become theirs. And this is a crime if an ordinary citizen were to do any of these things to another ordinary citizen. If I go to your house and I basically kidnap you with armed men at the door, which is what happens when a guardian comes to your home and says, you've got a guardian now, and you're going to have to come with me, and these nice police officers are going to escort you if you don't come willingly, because the court has given me authority to do that. And then me and my team go in and empty out your house, take everything you own, and lock.
Well, this is like really new to me, the whole the guardianship issue itself, and to familiarize myself and my community here, I actually told them to go watch that Netflix film, I Care a Lot.
Right.
And within the first 15 minutes, I was literally floored. Like, oh my God. Obviously it kept me watching, but and I know it's based on based on a true story.
Well, it was based on, Lisa, it was based on almost every one of my cases was cookie cutter to that movie. And,
really?
and I want to just say, if you have a POA or healthcare surrogate or will or trust, you're still not protected, and we will tell you why. But keep going.
Yeah. So Well, say hi to everybody, Leslie. Leslie, yes. I'm sure you've been missed. Everybody's saying hi in the chat.
Hey guys, hey everybody. I can't see who's saying hi, but I say hi to everybody. No, this is an issue, and Robin and Marci both know this is an issue that's very dear to my heart. It's something I'm extremely passionate, and it's what led me to retirement. And we will explain to you too how the court system goes after attorneys that fight for these victims. But let everybody else talk first, and I'll tell you about some of my own cases that this happened in.
Okay.
Yeah.
We also have Marci here. So Marci, say hi to everybody and let them know. Go ahead.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Lisa and Leslie, so much for inviting me to be a speaker today as a victim, as a national victim, elder victims advocate, and I am in the state of Florida. I have seen so many abuses, and in a nutshell, what it is, my late mother was a victim of this, and she had Alzheimer's and dementia. When I made the biggest mistake was to think that the courts would protect her, and it didn't. What I ended up finding out is that guardianship in America is a new form of power abuse. The system backfired. Instead of protecting my mother, it removed her from her home, isolated her. She was human trafficked without any court order. She was isolated. She was held captive inside a garage from a beautiful oceanfront condominium that had been paying for, near her daughter, me, who she always and my dad chose to live near me and my children. And it is a tactic used. They target the next of kin. It is my experience, and as an advocate, it is a tactic used to to human traffic, isolate, over medicate. They despite medical evidence of their incapacity, including my mother's incapacity, the courts let others decide my mother's fate, and all the other people, 1.3 to be exact, approximately 1.3 million are in this trap. So they
Wow, that's a large number.
it is. They ended up deciding their fate, and I was labeled the bad daughter. In spite the magistrate, he said the daughter had the best interest at heart for the mother. The daughter has done nothing wrong. The mother is. Here are the reports signed under perjury that the mother is not capably mental, capable. Her capacity is just not there, and she was not to contract. And the alleged court appointed attorney that immediately target me. She took the side of my niece and nephew, who were never around, starting appearing, and one thing led to the other. It's a cookie cutter crime. It's the playbook. It is abusing the elderly. It is known now. Everybody knows. Even the Department of Aging, it's aware of it. It is a tactic used. It is They don't care whether you have a will. My mother had a will. I was the executor. I was always really close to her and took care of her. It doesn't matter. It can happen to anyone. And they target good attorneys. And I'm sorry that Leslie was not able to attend to the Whistleblower Summit, and we really missed her. And she would have made a strong advocate there. But it is a cookie cutter crime because they target the next of kin. They ignore medical reports. They target the next of kin. They prepare power of attorneys during incapacitation. They're getting approved. Then the next thing is to human traffic, isolate, over medicate, overlook, over negligence, and in order to rape the estate and take away your inheritance. That is it. That is a simple. It usually takes 5 or 6 attorneys. And I was looking. The Giuliani had a movie about how he found out about RICO, and when I watched the movie, that go, wow, that's exactly what happens in guardianship.
Yeah. Wow.
I could sit here and talk my whole night, but I don't want to take over. I want to let other people.
I just want to. I want to also reiterate, this is not just a problem for wealthy people. This is a problem for poor people.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah, it's a problem for poor people. It's a problem for those with disabilities. For instance, I had every walk of life, every type of case. When you're poor, how they steal your money is if you're poor, right, or you're on disability, or you're, or say you're on Medicare, or you have SSI, or you have government retirement, what they do is they slap a guardianship on you. And I'll explain how they do it, but they'll slap a guardianship on you, and they will take control over how your federal funds are being handled. You won't even see those funds. You won't see your SSI. You won't see any of that. And then they'll take you out of your house, sell your home, and they'll stick you into a nursing home that they're connected with, because that's their way. And the state is great with this, because now the state is in control of where your federal funding is going. And think about all the politicians that get endorsed and lobbied by assisted living facilities, pharmaceutical companies. Don't think for a second there's not backward deals going on with politics behind closed doors. And then once they have those control over that funding, they can delegate where that funding is going to be spent. And then with the disabled population, if you have a child with Down syndrome, or you have a child with a disability, and they turn 18, and you go in thinking, you need to become a guardian advocate, which is supposed to be different from a guardianship, but it never usually is in my experience when I was practicing. They will actually we have a case right now where just because somebody with Down syndrome who turned 25 years old had Down syndrome, just simply from the diagnosis, the court came in with no evidentiary hearing, stripped them of every right, put them in basically a plenary guardianship, less rights than a criminal. Okay. And so they target the disabled because they get disability funding. And a lot of people with disabilities get a lot more than just disability funding. They get a lot more other perks. And what the whole thing is with the guardianship, you take someone's rights to control how they spend their money. So don't think for a second it's just a problem for the wealthy. Anyways.
Exactly. They're even targeting veterans. That is like disgusting. So if you want to listen for your listeners to also, they should see the Guardian Netflix movie. That is so powerful, and this is a true story. They can also Google Adam Walser, ABC News Guardianships in the state of Florida. He has done a phenomenal job interviewing for maybe like the past 7 years. And
I was on 2 of his shows.
Yeah,
I was on 2 of his shows. I was interviewed on those, but
yeah.
I spoke to the guy that made The Guardian, by the way, the guy that produced and filmed that whole thing.
Yes.
And he was disgusted. That's another great. That's more documentary style, Lisa, than I Care a Lot.
Right.
But I will tell you, when I saw I Care a Lot, I cried. No joke, I cried.
Oh my gosh, the first 15 minutes, I was just like, oh, how dare, like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. And because of what we've been talking about, I kept having to remind myself, wait a minute, this is like a movie. Because like it just shifted, especially when like Peter Dinklage came in. I was all right, because I was like, my brain was thinking documentary. I'm like, all right, no, wait. Okay, so this is still a movie. I had to like focus.
It is as real as it gets. I can't show you my I can't show you my dockets when I was a practicing attorney, but I will say almost every one of my cases I could predict. They will go in on an emergency temporary guardianship, and they do that because the person doesn't even know it's going on. They'll get a court order behind their back, and they'll come and they'll take them from their home, stick them in a facility, and sell their home off, and then put them on Seroquel. Cookie cutter.
Yes. It's a cookie cutter crime. And also, Nancy Grace did a great show called The Guardianship Entrapment that you can look on Google. You can Google her, or in Facebook. She has it there too. She is labeling guardianship a crime. And there are many books out there too.
Let me add, Lisa, let me I think Robin could, I would love to hear, I don't know if you want to ask the question, Lisa, or you want me to.
I was just going to ask him, I wanted to know how he got involved in this. Like what's your experience and how you became an advocate? Well,
some years ago, my girlfriend lost her father, and her mother was actually in great shape. Her family had several properties, and her husband had left her a sizable amount of money, and so really, for the first, I knew these people ever since I was a kid. I mean, my girlfriend, when I talk about her, we met each other in second grade, and got back together after both of us had gone our separate ways, raised our own families, and each of our spouses had died, and so we got back together. And So I was living with her at the time, and I was right there watching this whole series of events unfold, and I saw how the court took advantage of the family conflict to come in and basically seize all of the assets, and then play the family off of each other. I mean, this side is lying to this side of the family, this side is lying to this side of the family, saying, over there, they're trying to put your mom in a home. And they're saying, over there, they're trying to put your mom in a home. And both of them are like, no, I've got to protect mom. So now the family is battling back and forth. And none of it was true, but they're also telling them, you are my client. Don't talk to your other family members. That goes through me. And then there are other lawyers going to say the same thing. So this family conflict is just conflated by the attorneys so that it keeps going. And I watched how they're investing all their money to try to protect their mother. And meanwhile, the mother has all of the assets in her name in this trust, but the trust isn't actually hers. But it doesn't matter to the court because they've got control of her. And now they manipulate the trust in such a way that the only one getting anything out of the trust is the court. And the administrator of the court is who's determining how the money is spent, because her mom doesn't need a guardian. They make that clear, but she needs a little help with her finances. So they use this ruse of a little help with the finances to institute, it was a guardian, not a guardian, a guardian ad litem, a court-appointed attorney, and then there was another office and these three court-appointed individuals sort of agreed with each other. Oh, she's not stable enough for us to hand her back to the family. Every 6 months, they'd get together and say, oh, she's not stable enough. We have to continue. Oh, she's not stable enough. We have to continue. And all this time, the bills are adding up for all of this court involvement. The conservator of the properties and monies is using all of the money from her mom to finance all of these attorneys that are then fighting against the family who are financing themselves. And the family puts in about $90,000 over the period of 10 years. And the estate goes down from close to 300,000 down to about 80 or 90 grand. And but that was the cash value, because the property now in today's terms would be worth over $3 million if they just left that family alone. And really, this team of people wasn't doing anything to benefit her mom. The family was still looking after the mom, so there was no benefit to her at all. And all it really did was to just diminish the estate. And I watched all that happen. And then she was, as you can imagine, fighting mad. And she saw a newspaper article about some people who said, yes, we were robbed by the courts. And she got in touch with the person that had published the article and said, look, this happened to me. Can you put me in touch with these individuals that are about this article is about? And he contacted them. They all agreed. So we got together with them. And we formed a group ultimately that was called Families Against Court Embezzlement Unethical Standards, FACE US. And we began to be activists to try to remedy these problems. And we ran into a lot of problems. It was really not very possible to do very much. And so we built that organization up. At a certain point, a friend of ours that was also an activist said, hey, you want to come on my podcast and talk about this? It was an online podcast. We said, sure, yeah. So we came on, and we were very popular, and we became regulars. And then one day she said, well, you want your own show? We said, sure, yeah. So we got our own show, and then it was Lulu and Robin doing this show. And then a few months later, she said, you guys are getting too big. I'm kicking you off or something. I don't remember. But anyway, we had kind of a falling out with that. And so we said, well, let's just launch our own. So that week we launched our own online radio show. And we did that for, 8 years. And then very recently we moved to a podcast where we're live on screen, and we talk to different people about all of these things. And so all of that led to the Probate Trap, which is the name of the podcast. It's also the name of our upcoming book, Probate Trap: Invisible, No Liberty, Injustice for All. And that's what we've discovered. First, they make you invisible, they take all your freedom, and they give completely injustice to everybody that they deal with in these courts. And so that's kind of the road that I took to get to where now they've invited, they invite us up to talk, to put together a guardianship panel in DC for the Whistleblower Summit. And that's what we were doing last week with Marci and myself and Luann. And so this has been a fascinating journey. And I really have become this resource of understanding after hearing thousands and thousands of these stories. It's a cookie cutter crime. You know, people start to tell me the story and they go, okay, so then what happens is this, then what happens is this, then what happens is this. They're like, how did you know? I'm like, well, I've heard the same story thousands of times.
Right.
That's kind of what brought me to this point.
So your show, your podcast is called Probate Trap?
The Probate Trap. It can be found on Rumble. It can be found on X. It can be found on Facebook. And it can be found at www.theprobatetrap.org. And so anyone wants to go look those up, they can find them. And the upcoming book should be out in about a month or so from now. That's what we anticipate. We're because we assembled all of this information, and we found that it's not just probate. It's the family courts as well. There is government incentives to take children out of families, and these dark players, these players that are misusing their authority, use that authority to target families where they'll take the children out, and each child they can monetize to the tune of something like $16,000 a month because of the government programs they can put them on, because of the drug kickbacks that they can get from pharmaceutical companies for putting them on drugs, because that doesn't even touch on some of the trafficking that we know goes on and is well documented.
This is DCF, right? This is child services, Robin, you're talking about too. Child service. Yeah. And I will say, anybody, like,
this is just getting scarier and scarier.
No, you know how much they get for an adoption?
Should be.
$15,000 for a kid with a disability, $10,000 for a kid without a disability in Florida. I have all the stats on this. And they when you involve CPS into somebody's home, you better be real careful, man, because more abuse happens in foster care homes and with families that aren't their real parents and stuff than it is with any other statistic. And they keep broadening. There's another Netflix show that you will crap. I can't remember the name. I'll tell you, Lisa. It is the most heartbreaking. The mother ended up committing suicide over it.
Maya.
Take Care of Maya. This happened in Pinellas County, Florida. And this is absolutely the most heartbreaking story. It's a documentary, Take Care of Maya, on Netflix. And that is honest to God truth. The family got like a several $1 million settlement from what happened, but you will realize child services is a very, very politically driven, federal funding driven entity. Which you don't mess with that with a family, unless this child is really being abused. Because let me tell you, you remove a child out of a family, they go to foster care. And let me tell you how many kids are abused in foster care many, many times.
I
Foster care
was talking last night about this, and I was, the whole saga we're paying attention to, aside from, this. And I'm thinking about the CPS calls, all this stuff, like to talk about the adoption, getting the bio families involved in it. And I'm thinking, why is this leading? Like somehow, and here we are. Like, is this any type of thing like a guardianship? Like, what's going on here? Like, and so my brain was just going. I mean, it could be completely wrong, but it's very scary that does exist within the family court system. Like you mentioned, guardian ad litem. In regards to your girlfriend's mom, that they had one for, like, I thought they only had a guardian ad litem in the family courts for, children. I thought that was their main focus. So I was surprised that you mentioned that. I mean, that's how I was looking at it. So, yeah, but Richard Luthman's here. Richard Luthman, I think, would be very interested in this based on that alone, because he works a lot on cases and stuff with
let me Richard Luthman, just to kind of fill Robin and Marci on this. He was a targeted attorney, not for guardianships, but for political affiliations, and he could probably expand on it, but the corruption that he's dealing with is out of control. And he's going to be here too to speak. But I do want you guys, because how I kind of told you about Lisa's show and how I connected you guys was that recently there was a reporter by the name of Megan Fox, who is a waitress. She has no legal education whatsoever. And she went on and pulled up PACER documents, okay, that you guys know you have to pay for PACER documents, but she's actually legally interpreting these documents to her audience. And she attacked my husband, Michael, who stepped up to the plate to fight for these families since I retired my license. And he had enough courage to file. And you guys know how much courage it takes for an attorney to file a RICO against like 20 defendants who literally were a part of this criminal enterprise. And the court dismissed the case, but it's an appeal now. Okay. And there's a lot involved in this, but she refused to tell her audience it was an appeal. Okay. She goes on and makes fun and mocks my husband, Michael, for this court ruling against this RICO. Okay. And I want you guys, Robin and Marci, to kind of talk about the fact that this reporter with no legal education, no understanding of what's going on in the guardianship world, understands what she is reporting. She's reporting to like 60,000 people right now.
Well, I would like to say something to her. The national, Seer just posted that this is a national announcement. It's an encouraging hearing last week by the U.S. Senate Special Committee on Aging, Awareness to Action, Combating Elder Abuse and Neglect Captures Our Reality. Guardianship frauds were mentioned a couple of times without mention of a specific action to stop them. But the fact is that it was mentioned. So from the time that I started advocating, which with Luann and Robin, as a matter of fact, since 2017, in their show till now, and when I read something like this, we are beginning to create awareness, but maybe this person, Megan Fox, is not aware of all the reality of the crimes that are happening through the guardianship process. And if it would happen to her or any of her family members, believe me, she would try to investigate and to talk to people to get to the bottom of this, because people are being robbed so they can rob the estate, their life savings, and these people that are doing this do not have a heart. It is sickening. It is a crime. It's the perfect crime, like Dr. Sam Sugar's book, Guardianship is the Perfect Crime. And she should have that book, and she should have Robin's book. My story's going to be in there too, and so many others that are true and factual. People like Leslie and doing the right thing to protect humanity, to stick to the Constitution and to the rule of law, become their enemies because they're in their way, because they only have one thing in mind: to rob your belongings and to put away your mother or father in order for them to make money. It is sad, but it is so
very
true.
sad.
Robin,
well, Megan Fox is she doesn't even care what the case is about. She didn't say anything about the case. She just maliciously looked up the case to attack Michael on purpose. And in using that case to do that, to me, is completely 100% wrong. Like giving out misinformation. Not even, I mean, is she against? Is she for the guardianship? Is she against it? Like, do we even know? Like, what she did was just completely wrong and malicious and hateful, and trying to incite other people into believing her storyline. She didn't even mention that there was an appeal in the case. So it's terrible what she's doing because it goes against what you guys are fighting for.
Well, I think that what we're looking at, one of the viewers has said, hey, can you be sure and say that there are people involved in these professions that are not doing wrong at all, but are trying to do what's right? And that's absolutely true. And what I want all of your viewers to understand, and what I want to make sure that I say is that there are good, honest, upright people that are doing right and are working for the benefit of people in each of these professions. There are guardians who are very careful to think about the benefit of the person in a very sincere way. There are certainly attorneys that do their best to honor the needs of their clients above the profitability of the courts. There are judges who rule in ways that really are just and true to the principles of jurisprudence. So I want it very clear that there's a line to be drawn here, that I stand with all of those people. We stand with all of you who are in those professions, striving to do them in a way that honors the integrity of people and that uplifts and helps people. If you're in a helping profession, if you're giving yourself to others in a way that assists them in their life, then we're not talking about you in this program,
right?
Because that's the other side that needs our help. You see, I know several attorneys who have been forced out of being an attorney because, I took a tour with the in Colorado when the Judicial Oversight Committee toured several cities all over the state. 7 out of 10 times I was able to make it to those meetings. And in those meetings, the most disturbing thing to me was 3 different times in 7 meetings, lawyers came forward and said, I've got this problem. If I honorably and justly try to look after my clients in this court, then I'm pushed back in the docket. I'm sabotaged. The judge will rule against me in other cases. I can't honorably represent my clients when I'm trying to keep them out of an unjust guardianship, or when I'm trying to do what's right for the client, but it's going to cost the members of the court some of the money and income that they would otherwise generate. And so this is what leads to things like, for instance, Michael Ferderigos files a RICO case. That case can have all the merit in the universe. It can be a brilliant, airtight case, but the chances that a judge is going to go, yep, looks like a good case to me, and rule in his favor is really, really very rare. That judge has to somehow be put in a position where they cannot justify ruling against them in an appeals court because it's too clear. And even that's, this is top level legal thinking. That is, you've got people that are conspiring to make the law difficult and conspiring to keep the law expensive and conspiring to get people out of the law that are saving people from guardianships. I've had attorneys tell me that when they first became an attorney, I think it was Leslie, said when she first became an attorney, said the first thing she heard was, welcome to the cabal.
Oh, that was the first case I had. The guardian attorneys told me, welcome to the cabal. And I was like, and Robin and Marci know they interviewed me during the time I retired. They know the reason I retired. It had nothing to do with some of the reporters out there saying I retired because I went against the Florida bar president. I'm sure that didn't help. Okay. But the real reason I retired is because I went against the cabal. I fought for the victims. And then before you know, and this was during COVID. So I had cases across the state of Florida. So I built enemies in every county of Florida that was a part of this cabal. And lo and behold, the next thing you know, they start filing bar complaints against me. And the thing is, the people that were vetting the bar complaints were a part of the cabal. And at this point, I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. This is not justice. This is not why I became an attorney, because I knew I could have stayed in the profession. I could have made a crap load of money. And I would have sold my soul to the devil, because I would have had to turn my back on the public, and I would have had to join the cabal to keep my license, without all the havoc that was going on. I just said, forget it, I'm retiring. And that's what I did. And then Michael, my husband, because people kept calling me saying, Leslie, do you know someone that can help? Do you know someone that could help? My husband was not a guardianship attorney. He did entertainment law. He was a contract attorney, but he felt so bad for these victims. And he says, Leslie, I'll take these cases, but you're going to have to paralegal for me and guide me along the way. You know what I mean? Because it was, it wasn't what he initially did, but that took major courage. And he turned to me. I'll never forget when he first decided. He goes, you know what, Leslie? He goes, I'm playing Russian roulette now with my license. He goes, it's a matter of time. The cabal is going to come after me. And but he took every chance, and he had courage. And that's why it just broke my heart that he's being attacked right now, because he did what he believed was right for the people. And to have a reporter go on and just start, mutilating his cases and mocking him, she has no understanding of what he was doing. Someone just asked, you advised to hire an elder attorney to get financial and medical POA to protect your loved one. It sounds like that won't protect you or your loved one. I can expand on how this happens. It won't protect you, because just like Robin said, where things go wrong, you can go ahead and do your estate planning. But if your kids, say that you have a kid from another marriage, or you have half siblings, or you have kids that are, fighting each other, and then they come into disagreement over their parents' care, and say one kid has got, been designated the power of attorney, and maybe another kid, the healthcare surrogate, and whatever is going on, right? What ends up happening is the sibling, in the cases that a lot of the cases I had, the siblings get mad at one of the siblings because they don't think that they're caring for their parent properly. They go to an elder law attorney asking for advice. The elder law attorney says, put a guardianship on him. And because that's like cha-ching, cha-ching. And the next thing you know, the sibling is filing for guardianship because they're mad because the other sibling they don't think is properly caring for mom or dad. And then within the filing of the petition, all of a sudden they're asking to revoke the power of attorney. And then what these siblings don't understand is what ends up happening is sometimes all of the kids get the court doesn't want any of the kids to make decisions over their parents, and that's when they get a professional attorney in there. A professional guardian in there. And then if the kids get mad about what the professional guardian is doing in the case with their parents, the next thing you know, the guardian's asking for an injunction against the kids, claiming they're interfering with their medical care. And then the next thing you know, you can't even visit your parent in a nursing home. This happened in so many cases. I can vouch for everything you're saying. We've seen it over and over and over. We detail it in our books, many, many cases. And that's the way it unfolds. You're cut off. These individuals are cut off from their family, friends, and support network. All of their careful financial planning. Now, does that mean you shouldn't bother with careful financial planning? No, not at all. But you want to do your best to put as many bumps in the road if someone wants to take from you what is yours as is possible. And that's a hard thing to do. I'm not saying that's easy, but if you just go to an elder attorney and they say, okay, we'll put everything in a trust for you and we'll set up some powers of attorney. Well, you may be just creating a nice big target for the probate court to go, okay, good. Thanks for putting everything in one big target for us. All we have to do is gain control of that trust and overrule that power of attorney, and we've got you. We got all your property all at once. So, what the wealthy do is they'll set up 36 private trusts and have one car in one and one car in one house in one and another house in one, and each time there's a lawsuit,
whatever property is involved in the lawsuit is the only thing that's going to be attached to that lawsuit. And, so there's that, but I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not saying, hey, this is what you should do, but I am saying you need to think about this, educate yourself, figure it out for yourself, because the traditional advice is usually coming from someone that stands to benefit if you wind up in court. For instance, when my girlfriend's family wound up in court, they went back to the attorney that originally wrote up the trust, and he said, "Sure, I'll be happy to help you guys, and I'll represent you in court." So now they think they've got representation. They go to court, and it just doesn't seem to be that that's working out the way that they had hoped. And then at the end of a little period of time when that individual was involved, well, the administrator of the court wrote them a big check, and they're that much richer, but the family is not any better off. And so, all of these attorneys know how the game works. They understand that if they play ball, okay, I'm going to hit the ball over to you, and then you hit it back, and I'll send you a brief, and you can send me a pleading, and then I'll send you another pleading, and you can send me another brief. And each time they make a move, they're getting paid, and they're getting paid, and they're getting paid. And the idea is to keep the ball bouncing across the court so that they keep playing. And as long as they're playing, the money is getting burned, and they can get paid more money. And these are not cheap. These, attorneys go to law school. They educate themselves in something that only 0.6% of the population knows. And for that, you're hiring somebody that has expertise. But if they're not using that expertise on your behalf, but rather to take advantage of your naivete and inexperience, so that they're running up their own. We were at some kind of an elder event for people that wanted to learn about estate planning, and Luann was with a friend of ours, and they said, "Listen, but what happens? You're saying you set this up, you set this up, you set this up." He said, "But what about arguing family members? What happens when you got arguing family members?" He says, "Oh, we love that. I just go buy a boat because that's the reality, is that attorneys you have to understand, yes, they may be advocating for you and on your behalf, but they have an allegiance that they pledge to the court, and they have their own self-interest. So if they look around and they say, okay, you're the attorney now who has to decide if this person needs a guardian. If they do need a guardian, then the court gets a hold of all their property, and you'll get paid. Maybe on an ongoing basis. You might be a guardian, or you might be a guardian ad litem, or you might be a court inspector. You might be somebody that gathers information. But the money comes when that person is guardianized. And so what do you think? Should we guardianize them? Well, there's huge financial incentives staring you in the face. All you have to do is sell your soul to the devil, and you'll be rich.
Wow.
And I want to say too, there was a case of a couple that were in their 50s, and the man, they weren't expecting to do estate planning in their 50s. Well, the man had a heart attack, ended up in the hospital. Because there wasn't a power of attorney, Adult Protective Services gets called, and they take guardianship over the husband. But get this, in the state of Florida, once a guardianship is slapped on a spouse, they can touch all your marital property, meaning they can take the entire, all the shebang that you and your husband own. They can take the whole thing. Just because there's a guardianship under one spouse doesn't protect the other spouse's finances and money and estate from, the only way to protect that is to file divorce at that point, to protect I'm just saying, and you don't want to have to do that, but that's what happens.
This is so crazy.
No. And so the big, my thing is, if you want to prevent this, I say, make sure your kids get along. Make sure they get along, because that's where you're going to get it. Now, Florida has changed their statute on this, because they used to open it up to anybody could file a petition, like what happened to Wendy Williams when the bank filed the petition against her in New York.
That is insane. That is absolutely. I can't believe that Wells Fargo did that.
Yeah,
How they got away with it?
They claimed that her son was exploiting her. That's what they always say. One of the kids are exploiting the parents, and that's how they open a guardianship. So you need to check with your state where you live at and see who has standing to file a petition for guardianship, because Florida did change their statute now. And it has to be a family member. You know, it can't just be some random third party, because that was happening with Rebecca Furley. She ended up going to jail because she was going around finding elderly people, filing petitions, working in cahoots with the real estate agents to sell their homes undervalued to her friends who are real estate agents, then signing DNRs, the do not resuscitate orders, and these people were dying. Okay, look up Rebecca Furley in Florida. You'll see what she did. But you got to look at your state, make sure your kids are getting along. Okay, make sure at least you have a POA and a healthcare surrogate. So, you know, especially, and don't wait till you're in your 70s to do it. Do it now. Because another thing that they do,
like, that's what people are asking. There's, you know, they want to know what to watch out for,
yeah,
or what
you got it. Well, you
can't prevent it.
Listen, you can't wait to do your estate planning till you're in your 70s, because I've been involved in cases so many times where they claim the person had onset dementia in their 70s before they got their official diagnosis, and they were under, you know, undue influence when they did their estate planning. If you can do your estate planning in your 50s and 60s, you're in a lot better place, because they can't make that argument. The older you wait, or if you start changing things around in your 70s, 80s, boom, forget about it. You know what I mean? Like, you want to change your trust around and all this. That's if you're going to say take out a kid, you know, an adult kid, because you had a falling out with them in your 70s, then that adult kid comes back and claims the other sibling was unduly influencing mom and dad, and they're filing a guardianship. And before you know it, all the kids are out of the mix. Now you got a professional guardian. Now your parents taken into a nursing home. There's no inheritance left at the end of the day. And just so you guys understand, Florida statute allows the attorney for the guardian to collect from your estate. You're mandated to have a court-appointed attorney, and many times you don't even get a say-so on who's going to be hired as your attorney. That person gets to collect from your estate, and then the guardian gets to collect from your estate. So now you've got at least 3 people collecting from your estate, and they're allowed to submit fee petitions every so many months. I had a client who was a doctor in her 50s. And the husband put her in a guardianship during their divorce. They billed her estate $190,000 in 9 months. Just the attorneys. Just the attorneys.
Horrible.
Wow.
It does happen. It does happen, because when it was so heartbreaking to see my elderly mother with Alzheimer's and dementia, and we worked hard all of our lives. We're Cubans, where Castro took away all of our properties, and she and my father came at the age of 40, and I even worked with them in our family-owned business, and they saved every penny. They didn't go out to dinner, everything, so they can have that beautiful apartment on the ocean. And to see these people come like vultures and stripping it away and being okay with her being placed inside a garage, where I found her with neglected care, falls. It was overdose. And I would go to court, and I would show these pictures, and nothing happened. It's like, I'm thinking, what country are we in? Are we in a communist country that's allowing terrorism? Because that is domestic terrorism. And to watch her being so abused and everything taken away, and me being targeted just because I wanted to protect my mother, and targeting the daughters when they're doing all these horrific things. There's something seriously wrong going on in our country. This has to stop.
Terrible.
Horrible. And it's happening more and more and more.
So let me ask you, because I know that there are certain people that are on disability, but does this happen to those on Social Security or disability that get very low, like monthly payments and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, Lisa. You know what they do? You know what they do? They bring those people to their doctors. Okay, they're usually court appointed. These doctors work for the court, and they up the severity of their disability. They up it. So now what will happen, I had one case where the guy, he was just physically disabled. He wasn't mentally disabled. He never had any mental issue in his entire life. He just had a physical disability. He owned his condo, the whole thing. He was in his, I want to say his 20s or like early 30s. And they came in, slapped a guardianship on him. I was able to save him. They wanted to put him in. They got a doctor to evaluate. And get this, the doctor who evaluated him was also an attorney and had an elder law firm. And he was the court appointed doctor. He was on the examination committee. And he sat there and he all of a sudden found this physically disabled young man to all of a sudden have all these mental illnesses such as schizophrenia and all these other things that he'd never been diagnosed with. And so when he found me as his attorney, they were in the verge of sending him to a public institution for people with severe mental illnesses. And I got him reevaluated with a different psychiatrist. He said there's absolutely nothing wrong with this man, and that I was able to save him from getting transported there. But by the time he got out of the guardianship, his entire state, everything was sold off, and he had nothing left. I had to house wards that were released, that I got released from guardianship. Jan Garwood was the case. I housed her because they sold her house that she owned outright for undervalue. They put her in an assisted living facility when she was, I think, in her early 70s or late 60s. And I was able to get her out. And when she got out, she was homeless. She had nothing left to go to. And I couldn't put this woman on the street. So I opened up my home to her and I let her live with me for 2 months until we were able to get her a place to live. But the damage is done. Once you're put in, you don't, I was able to restore, this doesn't happen. I was able to restore 13 wards in 1 year when it's a miracle to get anyone out of the guardianship.
That's miraculous, really. When I know that is an absolutely miraculous statement.
It is
possible is rather.
No wonder why those attorneys were going after her.
That's why I retired.
Leslie, I found her with Hillary Hogue, and we went to visit her at the facility that she was
about Jan Garwood.
Jan Garwood. Yeah, sorry about that. Jan Garwood. And I videoed it. And I said to her, "Do you like your guardian?" She goes, "Like my guardian? She took everything away from me. I can't even talk to people. I can't even get out of here. I'm being jailed." Well, immediately right after that, we got a call that we needed to be out of there. And they took us out. And we felt so terrible for her. And Hillary Hogue found her because she has not her own cellular phone, or her son gave it to her in one of the few visits. And she kept crying for help. And Hillary found her. And that's how we ended up going to see her. And then you ended up getting the case.
Well, in all the cases, they take away the cell phones, they take away the computers. In Douglas Keegan's case that I freed from guardianship, that Megan actually spoke about. I remember when I first got involved in this whole issue with you, Lisa, with everything going on, I was made fun of for restoring the rights for Douglas Keegan. Okay. This man was in his 50s when he was placed in a guardianship. He was an engineer, owned his home outright. And they ended up removing him from his house because he had a drinking problem and because he married a woman from Kenya. That was their reason. He had a drinking problem. You don't put addicts in a guardianship. But anyways, that's a whole nother thing. So he ended up, they took him out. But here's the irony. They bumped him into several facilities over, I think it was like 6 years, drained half of his estate. when I finally he begged to have me represent him, and it just so happened that I had just done a podcast with the judge on his case, so the judge knew me, and the judge okayed it, because the judges weren't okaying me to appear on cases after they found out what I was about, that I was about restoring these people's rights. Nobody wanted me. The attorneys would fight vigorously to keep me off the case. Well, anyways, this one judge okayed it. I went to go meet up with him. He was living out of a motel across the street from an ABC Liquor. They would not let him have a library card. They gave him a TrueLink card. He could only have fast food, and he didn't have. They took his license away. He could only ride a bicycle. His teeth were falling out because the guardian never got him dental work or anything done. It's horrendous. They isolate these people, and they make it like, if family members start fighting, they slap injunctions on family members. It's a really sad situation, and it's extremely real. And when this happened, I didn't realize what a problem it was. Just to help you guys understand, I appeared on ABC and NBC News because the work that I was doing was not something other attorneys were doing. And so I actually got calls from BuzzFeed, from England. The UK wanted to know about what was going on in the United States, guardianship. So I was talking with BuzzFeed and all these major reporting platforms. But anyways, I started getting envelopes mailed to me with $1,000 cash, with no signature, with a location of their loved one, begging me to get their loved one out of this nursing home because there was an injunction against them. Okay. And they weren't allowed to have any contact with their loved one, and they wouldn't sign it. And I didn't even know. I literally got cash mailed to me with these sorts of notes. I had bottles of Cristal mailed to me. I swear to God, it was the most insane thing. I'm like, what is going on? I had no idea what I had stepped into. But when I had Google searched that anytime you represent against the attorneys that are for the guardianship, of course they're going to be for the guardianship. That's how they make their money. If you fight them, they say it's career suicide. It's on Google.
Wow.
Well, it is. I out of all of the really good attorneys that I know, every single time that I've seen a really good attorney that actually stands up for and says, listen, this person doesn't need a guardian and therefore shouldn't be given a guardian. Every time that happens, then I see how attorneys like vultures come in and just attack that individual, and it's malicious, it's vicious, it's horrifying, and it's
sanctions, bar complaints.
Remember that judges are also attorneys, and
yes,
review boards of judges are also attorneys. So you're going, you say, gee, I really hated the way that this attorney treated me. You go to the judge says, oh, I see no wrongdoing. So you go to the review board. The review board, I mean, out of 16,000 complaints in Colorado, the number that were acted on by the Judicial Review Board, this Judicial Review Panel, could be counted on in single digits. It's 16,000 complaints, and single digits of the ones that actually resulted in anything against the very fine work of all these wonderful judges. So it's a rigged game. You need to understand that it's a just us system, not a justice system, and you're not us. So when you go up against the system, you're really, and that's why you. Oh boy, somebody's asking, what are the steps that people should take to avoid this? Not everyone can afford legal help. Well, personal privacy is one of the most important things that I would recommend, is to do everything that you can to create an insular privacy around all of your affairs, your financial affairs, your family affairs. Another is using private contracts with private trusts with your own family members or other members, because that's not a legal document. This is not legal advice because it's not a legal document. You don't file it anywhere. It's a private agreement between people. And those people agree that they will do business together. You have an unlimited right to contract in the United States of America. And basically as a human right, you can ask anyone to contract with you. You do this and I'll do that. That's sort of a fundamental human right. So the more that you move away from the regulated systems into your private affairs, the more likely you are to have fewer people sticking their nose into your business, and that might include the courts. Now, I don't know that, it's just off the top of my head, and honestly, I'm not anybody to listen to for your financial affairs. I'm right above poverty level and have been there a long time, and so if you're taking financial advice from me, you're an idiot. But I've also written a book from watching what these courts do to people and watching what the justice system, so-called, is doing to people. And so I'm just strategizing, saying, wow, well, if I had some money, then I think this is what I would try to do. But,
right.
Let me say this too really fast. I wanted to touch on this because just getting to what Megan had said in this RICO, just to show what kind of the politics involved. The RICO that Michael filed, okay, against, basically exposing the cabal, exposing the enterprise. We looked at almost a verbatim style RICO complaint in the up north that was in Pacer document, almost identical. Okay. But we obviously put it, like I said, to Michael's facts, for his client and everything. He put all the facts that were pertaining to the client, but it was done in the exact same style, format, the same amount of, detail. And that case is still going, right? Where this judge dismissed Michael's complaint as a shotgun pleading. And now this reporter, Megan Fox, is going around saying that Michael hurt his clients filing this RICO. Well, first of all, the whole RICO is about exposing the cabal. How is that hurting a client that was wanting this to get out? You know what I mean? To figure out the corruption that was going on. But this reporter is going around saying that he, who filed this RICO, and you guys know, like Sherry Lund is going to come on to this show, and you guys know she's affiliated with the Disney family, part of the Disney family. She told me there hasn't been one case in the United States that has been a RICO exposing the guardianship cabal that has not been dismissed. But these clients and Michael wanted to take a chance. You got to keep trying. But the government doesn't want these sorts of cases to go through. But, the fact that this reporter came on so ignorantly claiming that Michael hurt his clients by filing a RICO, I think that's what people have to start doing, whether or not they get dismissed or not.
Oh, Leslie, did you read that article that was written by, I don't know how to say his first name. It's KRS Taffer Pinkerton. No. It's called The 70 Trillion Heist. And he's an investigative journalist. And this is what it says. And it's the 70 trillion heist and why probate is the perfect crime. And he's also a SEER coordinator. And he says here, he's an investigative journalist, system expert, and descendant of the Pinkerton family, known historically for standing up against corruption when no one else would. This is what we do. We expose the machine. We shine daylight on the dark corners of probate court, where elders are stripped of their rights, families are torn apart, and generational wealth is siphoned by a racketeering network hiding behind judicial robes. We fight to restore stolen autonomy, to reunite families with the loved ones taken from them under false pretenses, and to force this country to reckon with the fact that the last legal slave market in America isn't gone. It just wears a suit and files motions. This expose is more than a warning. It is a line in the sand. We either reclaim a republic or we surrender to those who have already put a price on your parents' life. So maybe, and this is here, the United States is entering the largest wealth transfer in human history, then over the next 20 years, more than 70 trillion in generational wealth will pass from baby boomers to their heirs. But there's a problem. The heirs might never see it because of the corruption. This is an article that I sent you, and you guys should share this because this is everything that we have been speaking about. It's all in this article.
Well, if I may, he goes on to say, why probate law? Why is that what attorneys? There exists a niche legal industry designed not to protect the transition of wealth from the baby boomers to the next generation, but to intercept and drain it, operating with almost no accountability. Probate law. Why probate? Follow the money. Let's be blunt. There's not enough money in criminal defense. There's too much competition in contract law. Personal injury is saturated and cutthroat. Immigration law is thankless. Family law is messy, but probate? That's where the real money is, because your clients can't fight back. If you're an attorney who wants a job, you don't chase ambulance cases. You chase elders with paid-off homes and no one watching their backs. Why?
Right.
The ward is often incapacitated and isolated. The family is confused or disempowered. The judge signs off on virtually everything. The court record can be sealed. There's no jury. You have a secret weapon, the State Bar Association, which acts as a firewall against public accountability. The attorney can bill $350 an hour just to think about the case, draft a boilerplate petition, or email a colleague. They can rack up hundreds of hours draining trust funds, home equity, annuities, and insurance policies, all with the appearance of legal legitimacy. And if anyone objects, they file a motion to declare that family member a disruption, have them removed from the case, or threaten a restraining order. It goes on.
So let me jump back just a little bit. There's someone that's wondering. Let's say they're on Social Security, they get like $1,500 or $1,600 a month, and all they have is like a mobile home, like a double wide mobile home, and get Medicare. Will this affect someone like that? Would they even bother with someone who is on that type of income?
I'll tell you what. Oh yeah, they will. Absolutely.
Because of all the programs that they can get them in and stuff like that, right?
And you know what happens too is as people age and say they don't keep their lawns up, and a neighbor decides to mess with that person. And
oh my gosh, I've seen that.
How scary this is. You see where I'm going, Lisa? And a neighbor.
Well, yeah, I've been watching that Midland guy, and then like there's so many properties that aren't kept up, and he went and cleaned up this property for nothing, and this man had just come out of the hospital, and he lost his wife a couple of years before, and he's just not. Wow. So someone like that man could have had this happen to him easily.
Yeah, what could happen is a neighbor can call and say, I don't think they're not keeping up their lawn. I don't think that I think they're having issues. They're elderly. There's a lot of discrimination that goes on with the elderly. Elderly people are not how the society is, and there's the baby boomers are a huge generation, and there's a lot of discrimination against people that are aging, which is really sad, because everybody's going to age, and it doesn't mean you can't make sound decisions or that you shouldn't have control over how you want to spend your money. If you want to go take a trip to Europe because you deserve it, you worked your whole life, you should be able to do that. But you get these havocking neighbors, and I won't say names that, I could see a person like that doing this to somebody. Who absolutely, I see it. Yeah. And the next thing you know, something like this happens. These types of things happen, but what everybody needs to do is have a POA and a healthcare surrogate. At the least, that's not going to protect you. Don't think that's why this is a problem that we all should be facing in America. The whole system needs to be revamped. Nobody's protected. There isn't any advice that's going to ever, at this stage of America, that's going to ever be able to protect you completely. There's precautions you can take, like at least having a POA and a healthcare surrogate, right? In case something does happen where they deem you not to be of sound mind, at least you're not turning over your decision making to the state right away. Okay, and then you need to make sure that your kids are getting along and make sure that not one of your kids feel cheated, because that's another big one. When one sibling feels cheated, they go to an attorney, and then the attorney before. But see, the siblings that are feeling cheated maybe need to realize that they're not. Once you involve a guardianship, you might as well just take half of that estate and just burn it. Okay, because you're not going to ever see it. When you involve a guardianship, you know what I mean? You're not going to get, they're going to go through that money like whatever. But like I said, nobody's protected, because these attorneys, you got to understand, they hit the gold mine when they have somebody, say with SSI. Okay, let's just say SSI. As long as they're an attorney of record, and get this, the person can't fire them, okay? Because the person's deemed incapacitated. They can't choose their attorney, and they certainly can't fire their attorney, and they certainly can't get a valid bar complaint against their attorney. And the next thing you know, that attorney's hit the gold mine, because they can bill for attorney services till the day they die.
Do you find that they go after a lot of veterans?
It depends. One of the cases, they went after federal retirement fund. I knew, like, when someone had a really good retirement plan. With veterans, I never had any cases when I was practicing, with a veteran, but I did have cases where they worked for the government, and they had, federal retirement.
We've seen a lot of veterans.
Wow.
We've seen a lot of veterans that get
wow,
and it's really the
present companion. Thank you so much. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for all the super chats that I've been receiving this evening. I am going to go over them, but I just saw that pop up. I've never seen it. Thank you so much. He says, never stop fighting those who prey on the weak. No human is perfect. May we all whoops, it went by so fast. May we all choose grace and peace always. Shame on those who litigate for purpose of bankrupting the poor and needy. True generational wealth will be humble. Remember that difference.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No, I was about to say, if I may, we see a lot of veterans that get taken advantage of in these courts. Apparently the government's, the retirement of a veteran is sizable enough to attract the attention of predators, and we've seen predators, and I call them predators because to me that's what it looks like. It's just an opinion, right. But the reality is we've seen individuals who are entitled to government nursing homes. In other words, VA nursing homes would be free for that veteran. But we've seen veterans that get captured by courts that then are moved into a nursing home, that then they take the monies that are the retirement funds of that veteran and use that to pay for the nursing home, use that to pay for themselves, the attorneys involved, use that to pay for the associated attorneys involved, use that to fight off any family that wants to protest until the money's all gone. And then they may hand them back to the family, but the real crime is they already served and they're entitled to a place to stay that doesn't cost them anything, but by their VA benefits. And so yeah, I'm sorry to say that veterans are an attractive target.
Oh yeah,
it's like nobody's unavoidable. I mean, like they'll just go after anybody. It doesn't matter.
Right, wherever there's money to be made, they'll be happy to step in and take. Because remember, it's not like they have
children.
Right, children and children are very lucrative. You take several children from a family, and you're making, if you get enough, you could take one family that produces a lot of children, and then just to take a few of them, you'll wind up with 6 figures a month coming in. By exploiting all of the government programs, by putting the kids into these high stress situations. Now, what I mean by that is when you take a kid away from their family, they're in a high stress situation by definition. Now, they're going to need a counselor. Well, the counselor gets paid out of Title IV funds. They're going to need special education. Well, that gets paid out of Title IV funds. They're going to need housing. Well, that gets paid, but only, I think the number is only 7 7 to 8% of the money actually goes to the foster care parents who are caring for the child. The rest of it goes to this mill that's generating the money, but and all of it goes to the legal machinations that they use to go and investigate families, and they target families. If you've had anyone in your entire extended family that was put into the system, then that's enough for them to target you as an individual that's part of that family and say, well, that's at risk. So then they investigate all of the at risk until they find something that they can go, aha, we found a weak spot. Let's go get those kids. And the next thing you know, you're going to school to pick up your kids, and you're told, oh, no, they're under government care now. They're under a guardianship, and you'll have to apply to the court and see if you're going to be allowed to see them and when you'll be allowed to see them. And you'll have to pay for the supervision to be allowed to see them. And you have to pay child support for the child that has been taken from you unjustly. We don't have any evidence of any wrongdoing, but we have allegations, and that's enough for some of these courts. It's right. I mean, the Probate Trap, the book that we have written, details out all of these different areas, and it also has information about strategies. So it's going to be something that you'll want to pick up if you write it down now and look for it soon, and go watch the podcast, and you'll know when it actually drops, because it's coming soon. And that's the best advice from me to you is pick up that book and go through it and read every drop, because it tells you A to Z what's going on, but it also gives you all of the various strategies that might work over here, might work over there, or might work to this degree. There's no strategy that's a bulletproof or foolproof strategy at all. Don't get that. But there are strategies.
What I'm going to do after the live stream is, because I didn't have all your links before and I didn't know like everything, so I'm going to put in the description how people can get in contact with you or watch your podcast. I'll put all the links in. And I'll edit it, and I'll make sure that people are able to find your show and your book, because I think it's really important. Now, moving forward, though, like when you have attorneys, like I know Leslie's retired now, but her husband that's on these cases, all these attorneys that are defending these clients that are in these situations, and I mean, it's almost like they're. It sounds like you're in a no-win situation. I mean, I know Leslie got 13 people out of guardianship, and it's a very hard fight. But it's almost like if you go up against these people, like Leslie said before, it's almost career suicide. So how do we? What's the steps that are necessary to stop this from happening? Not just to you, but legally, is there a laws that need to be changed? Is there?
I can tell you one of the biggest problems, because Robin stated, 0.4% of our country, of the United States, has the legal knowledge that I have from going to law school. And when you go to law school and you work in the system, you learn how to navigate the system. And so many Americans, I mean, anybody but the 0.6, really do not thoroughly understand how to navigate our legal system should they get into some sort of trouble in something or end up in the courts or whatever happens. In family court alone, 97% of litigants are pro se because they cannot afford an attorney. And so the problem is that you're at the mercy of an attorney, to represent you. And it's really hard to get anywhere in the system. It's really hard to preserve things for appeal, or to know, what to file, when to file, what legal arguments, when you don't have that foundation. And the problem is obviously when you have attorneys that are courageous enough to fight and to reject the cabal and to go on the side of the public, they get basically attacked by the cabal. The problem really has to do with regulation of attorneys. Attorneys are a self-regulated profession. And so you understand attorneys and judges are the same, because judges, you have to be an attorney, right? Or you have to be a lawyer to be a judge. Many judges when I was a practicing attorney, I was asked all the time to donate to different lawyers' campaigns who were running for judge. Okay. So there's a lot of politics behind the scene. that people don't realize. But what has to happen is there needs
some
to
of them
be,
run in several counties.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I had filed a while back. I had filed a lawsuit, to really go against the state of Florida, to try, because the ABA, the American Bar Association, it's not a regulatory agency. They just give recommendations to the state bars. They recommended in a report called the McKay report that the state bar needs a regulating agency with attorneys that have no leg in the game. People that are retired that really aren't there to profit seek. All but 6 states took that recommendation. Florida was one of them that didn't. So our state, in the state of Florida, we are being run by the Bar Association, and it's self-regulated, and they will target sole practitioners like myself or like my husband or different people that are going against this cabal. They would, because we're going against their money. Okay. And right. when I started, I had death threats against my children in text messages, telling me that there's somebody, and I could identify, I can't identify him now. I mean, but I know who this person was. He said, I hope, your children die in your arms and you look in their eyes and know nothing you can do to save their life. These were the threats I got in writing. Oh, you have no idea. I still have copies of it. I tried to publish them in my book, but Amazon wouldn't even let me publish them. That's how bad they were. And so I said, I got an open investigation. The prosecutor was going to prosecute, but the problem was one of the attorneys in the cabal was a part of it. And as soon as the prosecutor heard that this attorney who's part of the cabal was a part of this, he called me up. He says, I have discretion to prosecute, and I'm declining to prosecute in this case because I was friends with this attorney and we worked for the state together. And so I got nothing for death threats against my innocent young children. I got no protection whatsoever. And then I started going, well, how can I report? Because I saw corruption going on in the state bar. How can I report this? What do I do? And I called the ABA. They said, we can't do anything. We're not regulatory. You got to, the bar regulates itself. So then I went to the board of governors in the bar. They did absolutely nothing to help me. I got nope. So then I filed a petition before the Florida Supreme Court asking and begging them to get a regulatory agency like the ABA recommended. Right. As soon as I retired my license, they dismissed the petition stating that I no longer had standing because I'm a retired attorney, because they didn't want to hear that petition. They didn't want to change the system. I also got scrutinized by my state bar because I was helping people, who couldn't afford attorneys. I was letting people pay me as little as $100 a month, and I was doing trials for them. And I was asked specifically by the investigator from the bar, why are you making payment plans this cheap for people? If you think about it, I'm actually providing something that none of the other attorneys were doing. And it was actually going to bring the cost down over time. It's a monopoly. They don't want to bring the fees down. Okay. When you have attorneys like me that were working these deals for people, they want us out because we're competition, especially when you're a good attorney going up against them and you're not hardly charging anything. Because I was doing it. Right. I didn't become an attorney to make money. I became an attorney after I got screwed by the system. And so that's the problem. It's not going to change until there's regulation within the profession itself. It's running this country. Attorneys are running this country. And the sad thing, and I propose education, Robin, Marci, I've talked about this. I started a whole educational series. Every American should have the education that I have with law school. Yes. Because we should get this in high school. We should get at least a watered down version of it rather than memorizing all these dates. We should learn how to navigate our own system, because at some point everybody's going to end up in it. A large amount of people end up in the system. If you haven't ended up in the system in divorce and family court, you'll end up in guardianship probate. And people need an education, but they don't want you to have the education, because if you had the education, you wouldn't need the lawyers.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, I'm about to exit, but I wanted to make this announcement. Remember, I was reading about the Senate of Aging. Well, yes, with Chairman Rick Scott, SEER, which is with Rick Black. It's on Thursday at 10 a.m. to 12. If anybody lives in Miami, this is very encouraging. Protecting Florida seniors fighting fraud and financial exploitation. It's going to be in Miami-Dade Police Department. And Senator Rick Scott and chairman of the U.S. Senate Special Committee on Aging will be speaking on the GUARD Act bill. It's called the GUARD Act bill, and how federal law enforcement is engaging to stop organized scams. This is like crimes against the vulnerable adults in America. So if anybody lives in Miami, I'm encouraging people to go. Sears plans to have people in the crowd asking for more resources to combat organized crimes committed by predatory attorneys in probate and trust proceedings. And attendance will be free. So the fact that I'm reading this, I'm actually getting chills that this is another way that we have been trying as advocates to go around, because going back to probate courts, it's going back to get slapped in the face. It's like going back to hell. Okay. And if you're going to hell through hell, you know what they say? Keep on going. So I am encouraged after going to the Whistleblower Summit, where the guardianship racketeering, because it is, and the exploitation of the elderly, stripping away their rights, and hearing the whistleblower saying that nothing is more important than the truth. I came back with a lot of hope, and now reading this from Rick Black, and the that goes with the article that I read, I'm feeling very encouraged, and I hope that every listener here does not take this for granted. It happened.
Marcia, if you could forward me the link or the article, that the information, I will post it on my community post, and that everybody can see. And if they're available to go, they'll check it out.
I will definitely do it. And I want to thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Marci.
And I can come back anytime. And thank you.
Awesome. We would love to have you. Absolutely. You and Robin. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've educated us a lot on this, and I know we're going to want you back. As a matter of fact, maybe we can do it next Monday. We'll start a little earlier, though.
Yeah, I'm good.
My show is like a late night. That we started every night, but yeah, so we can start a little earlier if we're going to have you guys on. And then we get more.
Very grateful to come back, and I will also share it with my 6,000 followers. And,
awesome! Thank you so much.
And I encourage everyone to get the book, Probate Trap.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Thank you guys again.
Thank you, Marci. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Good night, Marci.
Good night.
Robin, you're so welcome to come back. Also, the same panel. I thank you guys so much for coming on here. I really and truly do. I believe it's very important, this discussion, and people should know and be aware. I mean, this is important information for everybody. The public should know what's going on. And I thank you. I thank you for bringing attention to it and being an advocate for guardianship awareness. And Leslie, thank you so much for.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm glad. Like I said, I don't mind coming on to speak about this topic. It's something that my career was built around. And I think it's important. It's important. And it does relate. I know that you predominantly cover the Hale story, and and with Megan's recent attack against my husband, I felt that, the public needs to understand what my husband stands for and what he's trying to do and how he's helped people. He's to be honored,
we did talk. We were going to be talking about guardianships anyway. She didn't bring it to light because we were bringing Shelly on.
Oh yeah.
And then thankfully, Robin and Marci decided they'd like to come on too. So that I think that was great. I think this is great. I think it's a great topic.
Yeah.
And we all need to know more and to follow on what's going on and spread the awareness. I really, really, truly do.
Yeah.
So I would love to have them on again.
Yes. Thank you so much, girl. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Robbie's here. We're going to bring Robbie in.
All right, well, I was going to let you guys go because I have to get up early in the morning, but I just wanted to thank you, for letting me come on and everything. So
absolutely, of course, Leslie. Hello.
And thanks. I miss all you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I've been vanished, but I have my reasons right now. So
you're giddy. You're
giddy.
Nothing
on Lisa. I can tell you that right now. It has nothing to do with Lisa. So awesome. I love Lisa.
No, I didn't tell anybody you were coming on. I'm sure people were surprised.
Yes.
And glad you were here. They like to hear from you.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Well, you have a nice
Thank
night.
you all so much.
Thank you.
Robin, have a great night, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon.
Bye.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Robbie, where you at? Hey, Robbie.
Hey.
I hear you were live.
Yeah, dude. This thing was a monster.
Really? How big was it?
11
Did
foot,
you? Well, you caught it. I'm guessing you caught it.
Yeah.
How
11
big?
Foot 2 inch, 11 feet 2 inches, and probably roughly 700 pounds.
No way! Wow. Wow. Where was it? You in the villages?
Yeah, in the villages.
So I'm guessing you got a Gatorland trip tomorrow.
No, this one Al's going to take down to his buddy.
Oh. Okay.
Who's got the new farm. He's got a bunch of big ones. I just don't want to put that one in my marsh.
Right. Well, you missed a good panel here, Robbie. We talked about guardianship, and we learned a lot of good information that's really important for everybody to know about. It doesn't matter how much money you have or what your assets are. This can affect absolutely everybody.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's crazy. And like I said, it doesn't affect how much money you have. You could be of any age, a veteran, a child. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I wish you were here for that. But Robin was here and Marci, they're both advocates. And Leslie was here, if you just heard her. Wow. Ernie, have a good night. Sorry, guys, when, the panel, sometimes I see the chat, what's going on. And I sometimes I don't, so I miss things. What I'd like to do here and after is a member for 4 months. Whoop, whoop. She says, thank you for all the information to enlighten us. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Marla sent a super chat. Thank you for hosting this discussion, Lisa. Thanks to the panel members as well. Very enlightening. Awesome. Thank you, Marla. Lady Veteran, very informative and valuable. Best episode yet. Oh, thank you, Lady Veteran. And Present Compassion. Never stop fighting those who prey on the weak. No human is perfect. May we all choose grace and peace always. Shame on those who litigate for purpose of bankrupting the poor and needy. True generational wealth will be humble. Remember that difference. Thank you again. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Peb's 1 year anniversary. She's been a member for 12 months. Whoop, whoop. Awesome. Yay, Pebs.
Yay,
awesome.
Pebs.
And since it is not midnight yet, to Jezebel, Bud Light, and Super Dave, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. And Mo, thank you so much for answering some of the questions people had in the chat. I saw you were doing that. Thank you. I believe Stacy. A lot of you guys are helping each other out with questions and everything, and that's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. So, oh wow, what is so much information and so scary too, man. God, it makes me feel like you can't trust nobody. Yes, we have great mods. Great mods. I saw somebody said something if I talk to John Cook. Yes, I do talk to John Cook. So I don't know if that was earlier. Richard was in here before. I don't know if he's still here. Spade, you're being a wise apple tonight, aren't you there, Spade? Let's see. What else did I miss? This Lori. Tick tock, clock's ticking, Maggie. Screenshot that again. Great show, Lisa. Thank you, Lori. Definitely gonna rewatch later and re-listen. Stacy, a little bit to member for 10 months. Warriors. Awesome. Awesome. Wow. I'm like just shocked, you know. I'm really shocked about all that information. It's sad, and it's making me, I'm telling you, what's bothering me is the fact that, you know, just how this came up, and going after a family with a child who does have a disability, and, you know, talking about adoption, grabbing the bio family. Like, what do you want? Like, why were you talking about adopting? It's just starting to bother me. Because I never thought it could lead to something like this, but that could have, or maybe that was the plan. I don't know, but it's out there. It's out there, and that's real scary. At least your content blows Megan's out of the water. Great job. Well, thank you, Spade. I'm not trying to compete with her by any means. I just don't speculate bullshit. I come with facts and information, and I'm not trying to, you know, mislead people at all in any way. You know, I'm just thinking of like, what was the real reason why all this is happening besides just content, you know. It's crazy. So I saw in the chat that Richard was here, and as you all know, somebody put out a video today saying that Richard was in fact served again. Well, Richard was not served. It's kind of funny. But I there was an email that was sent out, and I'm not sure if I'm able to. If Richard's still here, that'd be great. I would love to read it, but I'm not. I'm being blamed for the death of Shockett. Okay, I don't believe that occurred, and that wouldn't be me. If anybody was causing stress on Shockett, it would be JH. Same way he caused stress on Stark with the threats of the sanctions, and posted his picture and his trips and stalking him and his wife and the whole 9 yards. That's someone that put that the things that he was doing put stress on people. Bruce wasn't doing any of that. Okay. It was said that I caused Shockett's death. Yeah, okay. Are you sure it was Shockett that died? Or Stark? Because I was told it was Stark. And I don't think it's funny to even discuss it, but that way. That you and Bruce. Me and Bruce. I did nothing in regards to Stark or even talked about him. Megan said that. Well, Megan's a bullshit artist, and we all know that. I had nothing to do with Stark. I never talked about Stark. I rarely spoke about the thumbnail cases in the invasion case. Rarely. And I never, ever said anything negatively about Stark. I wouldn't do that. He was Michelle's attorney. I wouldn't do that. I have no reason to do that. But you rarely ever heard me talking about Stark. So, yeah, I don't think that it's funny to joke about someone who passed. I feel bad for Stark's family. I feel bad for his wife. But I thought it was really, really disgusting that Jeremy went live and I'm sorry, didn't go live. He did a video. It's another short, starting with that Richard was served and that Stark has passed, and after mocking him and threatening him with sanctions and all this other stuff and making fun of him and his wife, he tells his wife publicly that if he needs to go after Bruce, he'll back him. I'm like, oh, just more people to jump on your little bandwagon to make it a bigger thing. How stupid are you? You know, did Stark die? I can tell you I made 2 phone calls to try and verify that, and I didn't get anywhere. So, you know, it would really be sick if Jeremy was lying, but it turns out everybody that's talking about it is getting their information from Jeremy. So I don't know. He was so happy to say it was Bruce's fault. It is not Bruce's fault. It is not Bruce's fault. The only person putting stress on that man would be Jeremy. He did it publicly, him and his wife. It's proof. It's out there. We all watched it. Megan was calling Stark's wife a liar, and she would need to see proof he's dead. Are you kidding me right now? Well, Jeremy announced it to the world.
Nice.
So, wow. So anyway, I did a post that says, because the second I heard that Richard was served by Jeremy, I made a phone call, and I'm sorry, actually, I went to vet the information, and I actually found out that no, he was not served, and there's a kind of funny story that goes with it. So I made a post saying, debunked, another lie, Richard was not served, and also that I mentioned the part about him saying shit about Bruce being blamed, and then I said our prayers and condolences go out to the Stark family. And somebody commented like, "Oh, Lisa, how dare you? You didn't give a shit about Stark. You didn't give it. You know, I didn't say nothing about Stark. I didn't. That wasn't Stark was never my topic on here, unless we did in fact mention the cases. But I didn't go over them thoroughly like I did Fed 1 or Fed 2. Big C, thank you so much.
Let it slip away.
Thanks for all the help this channel has done for me. I don't know if I would have strength to go through what I went through today every Monday. Oh.
Hello?
Thank you for saying that. Yes, Gabe.
Is everybody gone?
Yes.
So panel... I can come in here and interrupt now.
Yes, you can come and interrupt.
No, Gabe, you cannot.
Robbie says no, you cannot.
How was the chat? How was the chat without me coming in here and interrupting? Did they miss me?
I don't know. Yeah, guys, did you miss Gabe?
No, people are probably going to say no.
Oh, thank you, Victoria. I wanted to make sure that you guys, I thought it was information that everybody needs to know, right? The public needs to know about all of this. It affects all ages, as you heard, but especially the elderly. And, we do have an age bracket in here. There was a lot of people that view our shows that are above the age of 45. And I just thought that it was definitely information that people may be interested in. And
what was I thinking?
And you, well,
hey, what was I thinking? I don't know.
And you guys, you guys have met Leslie. You've heard about some of the stuff that she's done. And this is something that she's been involved with for a long time. And partly, as you heard, the reason why she retired because of what's gone on.
That's messed up. I got a little bit of it. That's kind of messed up.
It's very messed up. Yeah. Very messed up. It's almost like, well, where do you go from here? You know what I mean?
It's like almost like I don't know if I didn't get the whole thing, but it's almost like if you're really rich, they really go after them because then they can dissect all their banking account stuff, right?
Well, it turns out they can go after someone who. That's why I asked that. They can go after someone who just gets like Social Security, maybe $1,500-$600
Right, they
a
can
month,
take that too.
and maybe have like a double wide mobile home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which a lot of people. That's why I asked that, because you've worked with a lot of people that live like that. And they're on a strict budget and stuff. And I said, well, are those people, should they be worried about that? And they said, absolutely, because apparently what it is these lawyers or people who are involved in it, they know all the government programs to put people in that give them more money and more. They
want them to rely on the government.
Yeah. And the thing is like people can get on those programs themselves and they can obtain the money or the discounts or whatever it might be. But they know them and they just throw them in, and they're the ones that are receiving the money. It's messed up, man.
Yeah.
So everyone's they can go after anybody. Yeah, everyone's affected. That's
not good.
No, it's not. It's really scary. Very scary.
I've always told everybody. I mean, but less government in your life, the better off you'll be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But hey, look, they just walk in and just take over. It doesn't even matter, government or not. It's
hello, Sandfire.
They have people seeking people out. That's crazy.
Almost, they're treating them like targets.
Yeah. Well, if you watch that movie, now it's based on a real life story. I Care a Lot. Peter Dinklage is in it. Yeah.
You
like him. Yeah. Well, the first 15 minutes is like really fucked up. Okay, because they show how this happens to one woman who is the person who plays her is Diane Weiss, Edward Scissorhands' mom, the Footloose mom, and what other one? She's somebody else's mom. You know who she is. Right. But she always plays these sweet, innocent mom characters, so it's like perfect to put her in that role. But the ending and how it turns out is so messed up. Yeah. So messed up.
Holy crap.
I think that's out of the so it's not what
well, still.
The Lost Boys, that's it. Thank you, Mo. She was in the Lost Boys.
Yeah, I know
the Lost Boys. So that was a really good character for her to play. But it just shows you how messed up it could be. And if the ending is true, this is widespread, global. I mean, this is crazy.
I never even heard of that law.
It's not a law. It's guardians.
It's a law.
Yeah, it's not a law. It's you have estate planning. You have powers of attorney. You have these people that become guardians of your they'll say like they have doctors involved, lawyers involved, the courts are involved, and they deem people incapable of handling their affairs, mostly their finances. They'll send them into nursing homes when they don't need to be there. They'll say they have onset Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that, and they'll give them medication, and it'll be like mood medication where like it'll chill them out, and they'll just be like zombies. You know what I mean?
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Almost like lab rats.
Yeah, it's terrible what they do. But also they go after children with disabilities.
Oh boy.
They go after families. They're talking like CPS gets involved. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So it's like, how do you try and stop this? Is there a law? Is it a and Leslie was talking about how it's regulating the attorneys.
Going to bed.
So I got to learn more about that part of all of it.
Going to bed.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
I love you.
Love you too.
I love you.
Love you too.
Yeah. So, wow. I think that was a great show. I'm so glad they came on. I hope you all enjoyed it. I mean, I know it's a serious topic, but I thank you all. Robbie, I'm sorry you missed it.
Yeah, it sounds like it was cool, but
yeah,
I would love to hear about that. But I had a damn gator call.
But now, when I was talking to you, you got the call when I was talking to you. You're like,
Yeah.
Gator call. I'll be live in a bit. I'm like, okay. But then I had to go live.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's things you don't really think about. What we did in our group was take away foster care rights to teens who they put in the system and never get them back. You're welcome, guys. For everybody thanking me, you're welcome. I want to bring different things that I want to bring different topics on and things that are informative and in different discussions and stuff. And I this is just it's really important to me, you know.
Oh my God.
Type of one in the chat if you want me to bring them on again and discuss it more and more in depth and you know how to go forward with this. Type of one in the chat. I'll do it. Yep, and they take their Social Security. That's why I was asking, you know, I wanted to jump back and I wanted to know, can someone that like is either renting or living like a mobile home that just gets like just so much money on Social Security, would they even bother to go after somebody like that? Because it would appear that they don't really get that much money, that, you know, what are they going to get? You know what I mean? But yes, it's true. They will, because they'll get them into programs that they know about and they'll obtain more money. Or they'll say their, you know, their physical or mental capacity is worse than what it is. And they'll up the money for Social Security and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Lisa, was there a speaker missing? No. No, not tonight, no. Does a living trust protect this? Well, you can have a power of attorney. You can have a living trust. But your best... Now, I'm not a financial person. But it seems like you're best to have like private agreements with people. The lady from Disney will be coming on. She wasn't scheduled to come on tonight. Her name is Charlie. No, there's going to be, but she wasn't scheduled to come on tonight. We're gonna have an interview with her sometime this week. I'm not sure which night it's going to be. I still have to find that out. But she will be coming on, and she is Shelley Lund, and she is the an heir to Disney. One second. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're setting up a date that she's available. Is Willis coming on as well with her? Is Willis? Who's Willis? After watching that, people may have questions, so I like the idea of having this topic again. Absolutely. University president, he came to the meeting. A hospice worker had arranged to make the arrangement. Doctor knew my bill, and no one mentioned moving him to a stranger's home. Wow. You need to check with the state you live in for any other particulars as far as living wills, trusts, and probate. Yeah, you won't be finding Travis on here. Let's say we were a bridge between the parents and probation and worked hard to get them back to them where they could live together again in peace. Does she own Tubetown? No, but we can make her aware of it. Hey, Lisa, who was on the panel tonight as I came in? Everybody was leaving. I know Leslie was. Leslie Robin from the Probate. He's got the Probate podcast. It is actually called the Probate Trap podcast, and he has a book coming out. And Marci, they're advocates, national advocates for. They're fighting for the victims who have been wrongfully held in guardianships. So they came on to discuss how it works, how they became involved in it, and what really happens. What was the whistleblower group they were talking about? It was a convention that they were all at. Leslie was invited to speak, but with everything that's gone on, and she was actually on vacation, she wasn't able to attend. Is he in Florida? I don't believe Robin is. I'm not sure if Robin's in Florida, but Marci is. Marci was saying she's in Florida. Oh my God. So apparently, JH made a comment tonight extorting and saying he won't sue Stark's estate if his wife turns over all communications. He's trying to blackmail Stark's wife now. That's the same exact thing he did to Leslie. Huh. Talk about a piece of shit. Unreal. Yeah. First, he does a video, a short, saying, hey, if you want to go after Bruce, I'll back you. And now he's stating that he is going to sue his estate and won't do it if she turns over correspondence. That's bullshit. She should sue him for the stress and anguish that he caused her family. He's sick, and Shart the same thing. Blackmailing the dead. What the hell, bud? Yep. Not sick. Robbie, you still there? Are they there?
Yeah.
Okay. His wife can't turn over her husband's communications. Yeah, she actually can't. She can't do that. There's attorney-client privilege there. So Jerm's an idiot. So the fact that he even said that is ridiculous. He should file for a restraining order tomorrow. I would. That is extortion. Isn't it funny he does the things that he accuses everybody else of doing? Unreal. I think I need some Robbie Cuban coffee. Judge should dismiss this case. Here's the thing about the invasion and the trespass 5 and the thumbnail case. They were trying to go after Stark for sanctions. You guys have to remember, nothing happened in those cases. Nothing happened. Nothing. No motion. Nothing happened. And it was voluntarily dismissed without prejudice, meaning she can file again against all of them for the same thing. And they are trying to go after Stark for sanctions and attorney's fees. That's what they're trying to. They would have done that with Leslie, but instead they're trying to come up with other torts, which is absolutely ridiculous, or other claims, which is absolutely ridiculous, and they're going to lose that too. This is what he did to Leslie. He extorted her, asking for her to turn over communications, and he wouldn't sue her. Yep. And she in turn dropped the lawsuit. And then the next day, filed one against her. And then got Megan and Tug involved in it, and they're going to lose because they were never served in that lawsuit to begin with. And so how many days are we at? 14 days. Oh, that was before midnight. Now we're at 13. 13 days, tick a tock.
Hey.
Just when you think he couldn't go any lower, he does. Right, Victoria? I'm telling you, it's crazy. Yes?
Has anybody heard of the food called baklava?
Yeah, baklava.
Yeah, what is that?
It's Greek. It's oh my God.
Is it like tofu?
No. Guys, how would you explain baklava?
Yeah, what the hell is it? It's where's it come from?
I thought Gabe went to bed, Hannah.
What animal?
It's a pastry.
Oh, it's not a food, it's a dessert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's very sweet. Yes, it's very sweet.
What are you looking for?
Do you like baklava?
Baklava.
Baklava.
Can't really say no.
Really? To me, it doesn't sound appealing.
Right.
Just the name in itself.
It's a great pastry.
It's like that food tofu. I wouldn't eat anything.
Baked layers, nuts, and honey. How was your dinner tonight, Gabe?
Excellent.
But you enjoyed that?
Yeah. For the 6th time.
What the hell was that?
What?
Has anybody eaten tofu? What is tofu? Is it tofu is like a plant-based food, right?
I don't know. I don't eat tofu.
I don't know, Gabe. It's high in estrogen.
It's high in estrogen.
High in estrogen.
It is.
A lot of people love baklava. Bar food, Kathy said.
Oh, I love baklava.
Soybean?
Chocolate baklava.
What, tofu?
Tofu is gross.
Rubber crap. Who's that? Who said that? Miss Lori?
Yeah. It's like a big, huge puff pastry with cinnamon, sugary stuff inside, layers with nuts. Soybeans compressed and used as meat substitute.
Tofu,
Ugh.
right? Yeah.
Oh, I thought it's gross out saying it like that.
When he said that, because I didn't know what it was, but even the food, the name of the food doesn't even sound appealing. Tofu?
Yeah. I wouldn't. But Gabe ate good today.
Yeah, those chicken enchiladas were good.
Gabe likes when I make him chicken, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make chicken enchiladas. I had the what do we call it? The tortillas. So I didn't. I never really made them for him the way I made them tonight. I'm like, he's just gonna tell me he likes it, so I keep making it because he likes my chicken food. And so he enjoyed it. It's your birthday, Tim. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I like Gabe baklava.
Huh?
Granny Kathy said, I like Gabe's baklava.
Baklava?
How did you say it? Baklava?
Baklava.
It's baklava.
What was it saying? Baklava?
Baklava, I guess. Baklava.
Hey.
Baklava.
I'm gonna lose.
Hey.
I'm gonna lose you, but I'll jump on in a minute.
Okay. All right. No problem. But
is Robbie leaving?
He's coming right back. I think he just pulled in. Hey, Kyle.
Oh,
if you
no.
eat cotton.
I should have stayed in bed.
Gabe, have a couple of beans for an after
God, man. Come on.
That's why he said, oh, no. They're right there.
Yeah, I know.
He looks at the jar of them and he's just like, ugh.
No, when I picked it up from no lie, I was at the UPS store and I saw the package, and just out of curiosity, I always shake the box. So
it was a bag. It was a package.
The package. I shook the package.
Oh, I told him what you said when you came.
Yeah, I started gagging at the UPS store. I was like, just thinking about that tire one.
Burnt rubber
tire.
We were eating, and when he came back, we were eating, and he comes in and goes, "Do not open that package. I do not even want to see it for hours. I
won't have to. I don't want to eat it.
I thought of what was in that package, and I literally almost threw up. Gabe, you could get the smoothie, not the tire.
Just Kyle, take a break on me, buddy. I'm gonna have to wait till
take a break on you. Do you know how much John, Chris, and Robbie had to eat?
Yeah, but hold on. I just ate 3 big, huge chicken enchiladas, fully loaded.
Yeah, his stomach's full.
I'm pretty full. I don't feel like that stuff.
What does that say? No, it's burnt rubber or licorice.
They both black
smoothie,
licorice. I'll throw up on both of them.
The smoothie one, you either get the strawberry smoothie or dead fish.
Oh my god!
You had one of them, I think.
And puke too. Oh
There's
god, that's got to be gross, man.
There's a bar.
That puke one.
I go over the names of these like every night.
You know what that almost like when I read that? It's almost like okay. I hate to gross anybody else out in the chat here, but eating one of those puke things must be like somebody puking in your own mouth.
Ew.
Somebody else puking in your own mouth. That's gross, man.
Here and after, thank you so much, Gabe, with the candy.
Thank you, dear.
Did we gross Hannah out? She said night. Oh no.
Those things.
She told the night. Sorry,
yeah, but they're here. I'll do the challenge, but God, man.
Gabe, little chicken Gabe is doing good. He's not big enough yet to go into the big cook yet.
Who's that?
Rin.
Oh yeah, I was gonna.
There's a Lisa and a Gabe.
How's my chicken doing?
There's Lisa and Gabe chicks. Our local Greek restaurant makes a rose syrup for their baklava. It's great. Gabe, why did you remind me of that?
I know, right?
Gabe, don't waste two good flavors, bro.
Yeah, Kyle's gonna have to wait till tomorrow, man. Oh my god. He couldn't give me a new challenge. He had to throw the one that made me puke at. Yeah, the same one.
I thought Hannah was leaving. It was my bad. Coop. Chicken coop. I thought that was what you meant.
Yeah, I was going to mention the other day how the chicken was doing.
Yeah, there's two. There's Lisa and a Gabe.
There's a Lisa and a Gabe?
Yeah. I have one place that make it here. I keep hearing... Hold on.
Where are these chickens? Are they in a house or a farm? Oh, that's right. I think you can have a certain amount of chickens. Residential can, right? You think you can have like 2 or 3 chickens?
Yeah, little Lisa is getting size of the normal chickens. Cool.
Should email us pictures.
Warning to everyone visiting Lisa and Gabe: avoid the candy jar. We have candy everywhere too. Gabe, he's a little runt chicken.
Really? I bet he's got the heart of a lion.
Yeah, probably. Oh my goodness.
He's not going to get bullied by anybody in the chicken coop.
Yep.
Usually the little ones are...
Lisa's got you. Little Lisa's got you. As usual.
Okay.
Ren lives in the woods.
He lives in the woods?
Yeah. But.
Ren.
Ren lives in the woods.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow.
So you got a couple acres, so they can probably have chicken.
Lisa, don't tell him where the chickens are. He will eat them. Lisa, okay, me and my son love Bean Boozled. Really? Oh my God. Gabe got bullied by Wes.
I got bullied by who?
By who? Who's Wes? Wes? Travis's Wes? That's the only Wes I know.
I got bullied.
Gave a little what chicken coop.
Oh, I got bullied in the chicken coop?
No, I did not show him the puppies, but I did mention, he said, no.
What?
The puppies.
What do you mean the puppies?
They wanted me to show you puppies, and I mentioned it to you, and you said, nope, no puppies.
What kind of puppies were they?
They were pit and a pit chow, I think. Right? Pit chow and pit, oh my gosh. Wes is the mean rooster. Oh.
So what? I'm getting beat up by the mean rooster?
Yeah. I thought he was talking. Never mind. Because the husky. That's the husky. Pit husky.
Oh, really?
And
that's different.
Yeah. Shar-Pei pit. Shar-Pei pit and pit husky. I was thinking it was an S. It was an S.
If I didn't have one dog, I'd probably say yes.
Yeah, he would. He would say yes if we didn't have one right now.
Jules is a handful.
No,
not
she's
really.
not. No,
not
she's
really.
not. She requires a lot of attention.
Yeah, she's
But she's good about it. She's good about it.
Petted I'm guesstimating probably once every 10 minutes.
if you let her,
That's
do
all
that,
she wants
though.
to. Yeah, she's a full pit, and all she does. They get such a bad rap. They really do. She just loves everybody. She's like the biggest sweetheart.
Yeah, Jill's is awesome.
I mean, it don't matter if it's
She's not a pain in the ass with the attention, though. She's not like that. It's just
she
that
can
if you're
be
gonna
sometimes.
now, if you're maybe with you, because she's always coming at you. But
like, oh, I just paid you 5 minutes ago.
yeah, she's not bad like that. Like with me, she comes over to me like not as much as you. No.
Yeah, she's really like when I'm home.
But if she can get you to pet her and let her sit near you, on you, whatever, she'll do it.
And when
But if she knows you're not into it, she doesn't bother you.
And every time I sit down somewhere, she's got to be touching me.
Yeah.
Like she'll sit on my foot or she'll lay on my foot. But a piece of her body's got to be touching my foot. Got to be touching some part of me.
I have to go to the ladies' room.
All right, I'll sit here.
You want to talk?
Yeah, I just ate some cheese. So
all right. Pay attention to the screen.
What am I supposed to do with that? Don't rely on me to make any.
All right. Well, if you see something pop up there, it's Robbie.
What am I supposed to do?
It'll
click it.
Yeah, and it'll add him, and then I'll hear him. You won't hear him.
Oh yeah, I remember him telling me that the Gators were going to be ranked in the top 10. There was number 17.
Are they?
Yeah. You need sleep? I need sleep. Hello, here and after. How are you? Yeah, baklava. Am I saying that right? Baklava or what? Baklava? The U, I don't know. The last time I saw they were supposed to be 10th. I haven't Googled, that could change, but I didn't check it today. The top, you would have thought I would have checked it today, but I didn't even check. They came out today. Yes, I'll give her a hug and a kiss when she comes back. Renee. I'm still saying baklava wrong. Hey, what are you doing? That was tough.
What?
Them 2 minutes that you were gone, that was tough. There was a lot of pressure on me to sit here.
What?
Don't do that again.
What? How is that possible?
I'm not kidding.
I told him about the Bible verses cup last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and then we're going to do it tomorrow night.
There's some people in here that
Yeah,
read the Bible, right?
Yeah, they like the idea. So,
actually pretty cool. You just, what is it, like a jar, and it gives you a verse a day, and you try to.
Yep. Tell him it was your idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I gave you did great.
Huh?
That 2 minutes.
Thank you, Stacey. I
Just a
appreciate it.
little wiggle. Just a little wiggle.
We got a new thing coming out with. We're gonna make a videos with me and Jules
arguing
back and forth.
Yeah.
She argues with me every morning. I tell her, it's like I tell her, you've been with us now. You're going on 6 years, right? And you haven't found a job.
7.
She hasn't attempted to find a job. She's living here rent free. I feed her every day. I put a roof over her head, and she still complains. I don't get it.
They do. They have this argument.
I don't get it. And she barks at me.
It's funny. You have to pronounce baklava.
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 Did I say it right? Baklava?
Well, I can
That's like what another word I have a problem saying?
I've heard it as baklava.
Is that like what? I always say
specific.
Pacific. Pacific.
Easy.
Specific.
There you go.
Specific.
Gabe's one of the people that have a problem with that word. Lots of people do, by the way.
Yeah, well.
No, it's one of those words that a lot of people have issues saying. Shit, I couldn't say machinations.
And she makes
you
fun
get me. You get me reading one of those things, especially if Bruce wrote emotion. Forget it. There's at least one word in there. I'm like, oh, forget it. And I just go right over.
It's like she makes.
I know what it means. I just can't say it.
She makes fun of me how I say sensitive.
Yeah, because he goes sensitive. He says it so sensitively.
I say it like it sounds sensitive.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
It's
sensitive. Huh?
Sensitive.
Sensitive.
You say it so sensitively.
Sensitive.
Yeah, you say it the way it is.
Yeah. Sensitive.
Sensitive. Say idea.
Huh?
Say idea.
Idea.
Okay.
Well, you didn't think I could.
No, I know you can
that
say
right?
that. I just wanted to make sure you didn't throw that R in there. Idea.
Idea. I do that sometimes too. Depends.
Hey,
on who I'm
Lisa,
talking
Vicky
to.
did a good segment on Tug and Megan tonight. Oh, was Vicky live tonight? I didn't know that. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I gotta check that out. Just a little wiggle, just a little wiggle. At least if you can spell imagination, you should be able to pronounce it. I can spell imagination. Lisa can't even say empath correct. Empath? Yeah. Empath. Gabe, can you say I need more baby oil? He walked out. He didn't hear that. Empath. I say empath. People say empath. I say empath. The not so graceful swan. Hello. Who is that? I don't know that name. Gabe, say this sounded out. Baklava. He's not here. He was inside. It's a Klingon dish like a sweet pastry. Yep. I say empath. I say empath. I say empathy. Empathetic. I'll say everything. Does Vicky have a channel? Yes, it's D and V Investigates or Investigations. And she also has Vickyverse. I don't have a link to there. No, that's Flutter. I just knocked a little sphere off my stand. Let's see. Yeah, it's D&V. Can you say aluminum? Aluminum. Just a little wiggle, just a little. I'm a clairvoyant and people have a hard time pronouncing it. Clairvoyant? That's so pathetic. I have a mini Australian Shepherd and Corgi mix. He's a handful. You can't say iron, right? They really do need jobs. Mine helps with recycling, setting door, laundry, trash, and play soccer with his paw. I'm no help with Swan. Okay. Well, hello, Swan. Thank you, Stacy. There you go. There's Vicky's channel. Just a little. I think Robbie might have forgotten about us. Cool. Very cool. All right. Just looking at some messages here. Let's see. Guys, Rick sent out a really funny email, but he has to, based on the fact that CC people, I'm thinking I can read it, but I'd rather him tell me I can read it. But it's hilarious. But I'll read it tomorrow night because I'll get the answer. It's absolutely hilarious, and I think he's doing his podcast tomorrow anyway, so you'll hear it tomorrow. So definitely, it's going to be funny about him being served. So if they post the link to their podcast, definitely go and check it out. If not tomorrow, Wednesday, because I believe their podcasts normally come out Wednesdays. But yeah, it's going to be funny. Just wondering, was anybody able to get a hold of Dave today? What happened with Dave's birthday bash? What happened with it? What do you mean? Dave didn't go live today? Wait a minute. He didn't. He was live yesterday. Did he go live today? Hey, I wasn't saying Aussie, right? Aussie. I was saying Aussie. Aussie. Gabe's gonna be making us all puke. As this is supposed to go live today, he never came on. Well, maybe like his brother had some birthday stuff to do with him or something. Oh, he had internet issues. Okimima saying. I don't know. I didn't see. I saw a couple things pop up in my news feed. I thought he went live. They did look like shorts though, but I thought it was from. I'm not getting everybody's. Well, I did get Dave's, but I'm not getting everybody else's videos popping up in my my feed on YouTube. Which thank you, because I don't want to see them. You would have laughed. A wasp took a swim in my hot coffee this morning. I took a gulp and it was in my mouth. Oh my god! So I realized it was a wasp. Good lord! Oh my goodness! Aluminum. Oh, you're saying it's aluminium, but it's actually aluminum. Aluminium. It's aluminum. Lisa the Granger were attacking Zim today. Really? Saying how he has bought up so much land since becoming mayor. How Zim is bullying Travis. How Zim got everything for his campsite worth over $1 million. Well, it's kind of funny. She didn't have a problem with Zim when they were all in council and she was getting her permit so she could do some stuff to her property so she could sell it for $1 million. Yeah, she didn't care about it then, but now she's gonna bitch about it. Really? Really? Travis was never gonna get that Tube Town thing done. It was never gonna happen. Never. So let me guess. He doesn't let Travis get what he wants. So Germ's attacking him because somebody mentioned that Germ said something about Zim in his song or something last night. I wasn't paying attention to that. But now they're gonna all attack Zim. It's kind of funny considering that Zim is one of the witnesses to those signs. Maybe that's why Jeremy threw it in a song and didn't outright attack him. But the Grangers are going to. Yeah, you guys would be smart to keep your mouths shut. Otherwise, somebody could rat all your asses out. Just saying. Lisa, just a FYI for everyone. Jeebus Whatnot show on Thursday, 6 p.m. All money raised will go to St. Jude's for anybody be interested. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, everybody check out Jeebus' show. Lisa, yes, they're angry and jealous about Zim. Well, you know what? Jeremy was trying to buy up land there. He told everybody to go buy land there. Maybe Zim listened. I don't know. He was telling everybody to go buy land there. What? What's the problem that people are buying land there? What's the problem? He told everybody to. He was going to buy it all up. He's choosing not to, or whatever. Yeah. I'm not trying to stick up for Zim. I'm just saying I find it funny how, Zim was such a big part of their team, and all of a sudden now they're going against him because Travis has an issue. I do not believe Zim has much use for GH and the Grangers. I don't think. Well, why? I don't think he's got any use for the Grangers at all because they're gone, and they should stay gone and stay out of the business. You left, you took off. You're trashing Otter Creek people and the residents there, and yet you're still coming back and paying attention to the town council meetings and all this other stuff. You should just keep moving on and go become mayor in some little town in Tennessee. Leave Otter Creek alone. But she's doing it to stay relevant because the people who follow her are all from, the whole Otter Creek drama, So that's why she's keeping up with what's going on. It's content. That's all it is. It's content. She doesn't really care. Neither does Brett. Those are not the type of people that you want, or that were willing to do stuff for the town. One of their crew didn't get their way, so now they're in attack mode. Travis was never going to get it. Look, the way he's even presenting this thing is a joke. Okay, you have Herschel's on the corner. You have a trading post to the next right. You have a post office in between. Okay, and it's and then he wants to put something on the next corner. Yeah, he's an idiot. There's not that many people there. They're not so graceful, Swan. Member for 10 months. Thank you. Everyone has a voice. Thank you for exposing the BS. You're welcome, hon. But yeah, Otter Creek is so wonderful that a total of 200 people have lived there in the last 50 years. It's a nice, look. People move there for privacy. People have lived there their whole lives. There's great people there. They should stay in Tennessee and stay away from Otter Creek where they don't live anymore. Exactly. That's what I say. Leave the town alone. But I'll tell you what, Otter Creek needs permit people there. And they don't have them, and they need them. They absolutely need them. So, they're saying Zim wants to buy up all the land there. Well, I don't think he's going to see that in his lifetime. But, wondering if JH will start going to town meetings again and filming saying Zim is corrupt like he did about Russ. Well, you would think he would do that, right, Kimberly? What would stop him from doing that? Lisa is apparently going to start a GoFundMe for Stark's funeral. No, I'm not. I don't do GoFundMes, and if they needed one, they can create one. Travis is saying that he thinks he's being targeted, and he's wondering if you're saying, well, if the rules are for one, if for everybody. So music, I wonder if Zim, me, I have something to do with it. You saying me personally? I have nothing to do with it. I've never spoke to Zim in my life. He wants to sell hot dogs there, but my guess it will really be used to sell what the hell's merch for $50. Kyle. I'd like to know how he's auctioning off, doing auctions on Whatnot. I guess he's allowed because Whatnot is. I have no idea. Travis will say something that for more content. Yeah, Travis will tell you what he's doing. He has a big mouth. Views. I'll say this for views. I'll get this for that. He'll tell you exactly what he's doing. That's the one thing about him when it comes to him making money on the YouTube. He tells you what he's doing. The only thing I think he doesn't really say is that he puts Jeremy's name in it so he gets more views. But maybe he is saying that. I don't watch him that much. Robbie, you there?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Jeremy says he's famous and all the planet is his fan. I wore my Get Swamp shirt in 3 different countries in Ohio and no one said anything to me.
What now?
You wore your Get Swamp shirt in 3 different counties in Ohio, and no one said anything to me.
All right. Cool.
Did you mean your what the hell shirt?
I'm like, I don't have 700,000 subscribers. Go wear a small.
No, I wear my swordsman shirts all the time. I know. I think maybe counties. You wore a Get Swamp shirt and nobody knew who Get Swamp was? Is that what you're saying? Because she started off saying that Jeremy says he's famous. So I'm a little just a little wiggle, just a little wiggle. So anybody have the Popo come show up at their house today?
No.
Just wondering. Jeremy said the Popo was going to show up. No, my Get Swamp shirt, I wouldn't say wear that shit. Oh.
What?
Hola, Robbie. ¿Cómo estás, hermano?
¿Cómo está? My stomach ain't feeling good.
It hurts now?
Yeah, I ate too much.
I think you did. You did.
Good.
You ate 3 of those things.
Yeah. And then I was actually almost thinking about making a bologna and cheese sandwich. But
Really?
I was like,
Oh
I
my
don't think I have
gosh.
any room in there.
Wasn't Zim involved with the sign BS? He could flip something. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, they may want to be careful attacking Zim.
Who?
Zim.
Who's that?
He's the current mayor of Otter Creek. He's the one who said he saw the signs that morning and picked him up and brought him to the schoolhouse and wrote an affidavit.
Oh, is he the type of
And they're
mayor that
attacking him
don't
now.
tolerate
Give
bullshit?
you a bean, it'll make you feel better.
Or is he?
Gave you the bean, it'll make you feel better, Kyle said.
Why is my phone going out?
Okay, in Florida, you need an auction license to sell on whatnot. Then how's he doing it? Is Jerm going to go report him?
Probably.
Not Travis. He won't report Travis.
Oh, no. But somebody might.
Somebody might.
Somebody might.
Somebody might report Travis. Be careful. Zim doesn't look like a man that can be told what to do.
Do unto others as they've done unto you.
Right? Hey, Robbie, I heard you named the Gator Kendra's OF page. Oh, my God. Shut up, John Caps.
He at it again?
Huh?
John Caps is at it again?
Yeah, he always does that. He likes to hear me say, shut up, John Caps. Yeah, Zim doesn't look like a man that you want to play with. He obviously has money.
Silverheart.
Oh, yeah, he's probably definitely somebody that's Jeremy. Jeremy likes to go after people he thinks he can. It's a slam dunk.
Yeah, he goes after people that he feels are weak and have no money.
Which is
He says he has
that's a cowardly way.
fans everywhere. If he did, why did anyone say to the other me about wearing the
like the good old days.
Exactly.
Remember the good old days when you had a problem with somebody back in like the 80s and the 90s? If you didn't like somebody, it just said, hey, come on, let's just fight this out like men. And the loser got his ass whooped and the other one, and that was it. And then you guys went about your business. There was no going to court. There was no suing anybody.
Whatnot new rules, you don't need to be an auctioneer. Well, supposedly you don't have to, but some states make you. So I think it all depends on where you are. I don't know. But there was that new law that came out that Guapo was talking about. I'm not sure if it's a whatnot thing or if it's a state thing.
Do you want to go to court? No, I think I just want to kick your ass.
At least all I can say is, oh, what a tangled web they weave. That's right. I watch a lot of whatnot. I can bet you the majority don't have an auction license. Yeah, that's what they were saying a while ago when Guapo ended up having to go to school and get his license. But you know what? It's going to help Guapo in the future too. So it's all good.
I mean, you know what kind of person likes to take the inventory of everybody else but won't take their own inventory?
Jeremy Health.
He likes to tell everybody else what they're doing wrong.
Yep.
God, man, the ego behind that, the ego behind all this, he's got one big, huge ego.
Yep.
That man's never been humbled at all.
I have a feeling he's going to be.
Yeah.
Well, guys, let me ask you this. He's suing all these people, right? And he's suing all these people for millions of dollars. When he loses all these cases and he's got, I don't know if everyone's going to countersue, but let's just say everybody countersues him, right? You got 10 people that are going to countersue for at least $100,000, at least. because that's at least what they're being, charged with, 75 plus, right? What's he going to do? You think he's going to claim bankruptcy?
Wonder.
I wonder, because it's not just this case. There's other cases too that he's
now.
going to
This is reality. There are chances you can lose.
Oh yeah,
there are chances you can lose.
Yeah.
So what are you prepared to do when you lose?
Exactly. Well, I know if he wants to continue with this case, we won't lose. If we win, we won't.
Right.
He won't be able to go bankrupt to stop us from getting any funds if we were to countersuit.
Yeah, because if he goes bankrupt, it's going to look like a coincidence.
Well, he's just doing it for that. That's probably what he thinks.
Oh, if they come at me, I'll just file bankruptcy?
Yeah, or he'll appeal it. I'll keep him in court for years. No, not with what's coming next.
Oh, yeah.
He won't be able to go bankrupt. If he
yeah.
wants to continue with the case, he's going to have to poke up the dough.
Yeah.
Victoria, he does that just to mock and try to have it look like he's doing anything.
Does he know about the thing yet?
He should if he's paying attention.
Have you mentioned?
He tries to pay attention, but he always gets shit wrong anyway. So I don't know if he's listening or he has his minions listening.
What you were going to do?
Yeah, we've thrown it out there, and then Rich also threw it in a statement.
Put up or shut up.
That's right. Put up or shut up.
Put up.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the judge does with all these motions that are out there. If he grants them, the case is going to be dismissed. If he denies them, then the case still goes on, and then we do another motion.
So we're gonna be doing this with Jeremy Held for a little while now.
Well, it all depends on the judge. Oh yeah, a little longer for sure.
Man. This is like getting so old.
It's already old. I'm not even supposed to be talking about it tonight. But again, he puts out a video today claiming Rich was served, and then talking about somebody passed away. Yeah, Richard. With who wasn't served. And then talked about someone who passed away and wants to blame Bruce for it, and that he'll take that person.
Is there anybody we know who hasn't been served?
Yes.
But don't mention their name because we don't want to give Jeremy any ideas.
No, Jeremy knows.
Oh, who hasn't he served?
Super Dave hasn't been served. Richard has not been served. And technically, Robbie hasn't been served.
Richard who?
Listen.
Oh, Luke. I thought he said he was served.
No,
he hasn't been served?
He's saying he was served. Jeremy did a video today saying he served Richard for the second time. Well, if he was served the first time, like you said, why would you serve him a second time?
Yeah, that doesn't make
He said that he ran away from the process server at the courthouse. Well, he's been there quite a few times, and you're in cahoots with that Dinesh character he's going to court for, so why did you not show up there any other time? It's not true. He was not served. He didn't run from anywhere.
I think the guy just likes the sound of his
He's
voice.
Bullshit. He is a pathological liar.
Oh,
Pathological.
I feel like death.
Why? Oh, that gator.
Us trying to lift that thing up in the back of his truck. I messed up my back.
Gosh. Oh no. But didn't the people talking shit about that lawyer say he wasn't sick yet? How they feel like shit now. No, they don't. He's actually very cold-hearted and tried to blame Bruce for the stress on him, and that if his wife wants to take Bruce to court, he'll back her. And what's funny is when they heard that Stark was in the hospital, even DUI guy turned around and said, all joking aside, I hope and pray he's okay. That shows a little bit of compassion, right? A little bit of empathy. Do you think Jeremy said that? Hell no. Nope. And I'm not trying to give DUI credit, but DUI did say that. You can get a cruise ticket. I actually uploaded pictures to Kopi on the cruise. Let's do a giveaway. Let's see. Let's do giveaway. Okay. What should the hashtag be tonight? It was 14 days last night, right? Because it was after midnight. So let's do 13 days, right?
Hannah, we've tried so many things. We've tried a winch. We've tried all kinds of stuff. It's when they're that big and that heavy, you just have to have enough people to lift them.
Everybody's already doing it. I was going to change it, but since you're doing it. Right. Just a little wiggle. I can't get it out of my head. Let me say.
The problem with the winch is that it pulls, forward. And it messes up your the bed, the tailgate, because that's a lot of weight to be lifting up on the tailgate.
Let's see. So Megan and Tug were saying how Bruce and I committed elder. How the fuck did I do anything? I've never even mentioned this guy. These people are idiots. Bruce was stalking you for Michelle because I won't give her the money. It's not her money. Delusional.
Bearded fisherman.
They're saying Bruce went to Armenia. No, he did not.
What was he? 11 feet 2 inches. At least minimum 600. I think it was more like 700 pounds.
Oh my god. That's a wasp.
Yeah. Al tried one of those winches that you put on the back of your truck that lifts up, but it won't lift that much weight, and it just breaks. That one was between 600 and 700 pounds. Dude, Kyle, this gator was insane. He actually, this one, I don't know if Al's going to take him to Gatorland or take him down to his buddy's place. He'll let me know tomorrow, he said.
Gotcha, Stacy.
I just don't have the time to go to Gatorland tomorrow.
I missed. Oh, it was you.
Terry, I don't think we got any. Let's see. No, I don't have them on my phone because my phone was live. Z has them on his.
There's someone that keeps tagging me. Thank you for the views. Fine. I know. He's blocked, but I keep seeing that he's tagging me. Enjoy.
Ooh.
Wear a brace for back while lifting.
Yeah, it's.
Get them in. Hashtag 66 entries. Don't forget, it's just a little wiggle, just a little wiggle. I can't get it out of my head. What's up, Dusty old dude? And hello to everybody that's been here all night that I didn't get to say hello to earlier. I know it's a little late, but thank you all for hanging out. Lorraine, you got to put days after that. Draw already. No, Ed, I'm not drawing. Stop it.
Already. What do you want me to draw, Ed?
Can hinder movement as I know firsthand. I'll tell you what. I went to the Carter one time and he put this back brace on me, and I was literally like, I could have walked like miles. It made such a big difference. I was like, oh my God. But what happened was it was the wrong.
This thing was so crazy. We were, I had the tripod in the truck, but there's no way to set it up and light up everything so you guys could see it.
So I can't go back and watch it?
And yeah, you guys can go back and watch it. We got the camera and took it out and showed once we got him caught.
Okay.
And it was insane, though. He was all the way on the back side of the...
Well, where were you, first of all? The Villages?
Yeah, in the Villages. He was all the way on the back corner of the pond, and we were shining the pond, couldn't see him anywhere. And I said, Al, you know what? If he's in here, let me get the call box. So I grabbed the call box, and just from the lightning lighting up the sky over there,
right,
we could see this huge wake coming at us.
Oh my God!
All the way across the lake, because it would lightning, and it was long lightning, so it would light it up. And I was like, holy shit, look. And I was like, let's go get the poles. So we both ran up there, got our poles. And he was probably 20 feet, 25 feet from shore.
Right.
And he stopped right there. So I took my pole and smacked the water. And I was standing right down by the water, and he hydroplaned all the way at me.
Oh my God.
And I was like, holy shit. And Al tried to throw the big treble to just snag him right away, but he was too far out.
Right.
He went, when he came at me, he went under and then turned around. So Al casted him, missed, I casted him, snagged him, and then he took off running, and I was like, shit. And my hook wasn't in him good. He bucked it, and then Al casted and got him. Al brought him in, and then he got him in close enough where I could throw the treble and get him. And then I ran around the tree because he was pulling me into the water. And I was like, holy shit, this thing's huge. And he was so crazy and just huge. And then Z got a noose around him. And then we got another second noose on him. Al's hook came out, it got bucked. So we got him around the trees, and then we just used leverage around the trees to get him in. And then Al put the snare around his jaws.
Right.
And then I had to go in the water and do a front catch on him. And those snares do not work great. I do not trust those things at all. That last big one I caught snapped that snare, and oh my God, it was so scary. It was insane. And I got the tape around his head, and then it was so hot there. We're all just soaking wet, just sweat dripping off us. And Al's trying to call the Villages to get permission to pull the truck down there. And It was insane,
Wow.
dude.
You gone for like 2 hours, right?
3 hours.
Wow.
3 hours it took us.
It's crazy. Be careful. I get so worried about you, especially when you go in water. You freak me out.
Dude, it's freaky at night doing it because you can't see, and you can't see if other gators are coming up.
Right.
And you're in the water, and it's like, oh shit, this is creepy.
Yeah. Big adrenaline rush.
It is. It is a
Tim!
huge adrenaline. But then you get the adrenaline dump where
Right.
you have no, strength left. And it's like, oh my God, this hurts. And then when we were trying to lift him up in the truck, oh, it hurt
That's
so
crazy.
bad.
Well, if I was there, with my alligator trapper license, I would have helped you out.
Oh,
I would have sat on him. I would have sat on him for you.
Yeah.
Because you keep telling me to, Ed. The smell of Robbie's feet knocks the gator out.
Yeah. John Kemp's, my feet don't stink. They're always wet. I don't get time to stink. They're always wet.
Just a little wiggle, just a little. Oh my goodness. Get them hashtags. How many we got? We got 84. Get them in, get them in. Did you go to the flea market today, Robbie?
No, Chris and I didn't go. We worked around here.
Hold on. How's baby lemur?
Good, good.
Did Kyle leave? Where'd Kyle go?
He's here.
Now I see Flood, and then I go, where's Kyle? Stop it. Stop what? Oh, just a little wiggle? Just a little wiggle. After hearing about guardianship in this gator, I'm rubbing my soda light worry stone so hard, I'm afraid I'll wear it out. Aw. Yeah, that was pretty, that was important information. And it's intense, and it's messed up what can actually happen to people without a single thought. You could just open your door, and someone's standing there. Next thing you know, they ask you to come outside, and you're gone. You're on your way to a freaking nursing home or a rehab center.
Well, that's what happened to, what's her name? Wendy Williams, right?
Yeah, I don't know how it went down. The bank tried to say, I guess, that her son was like taking advantage of her or something. So they're the ones that like caused all this issue and got her into this guardianship. But I don't know if it was her son. I'm iffy on her husband. I'm real iffy because he controlled her career.
Right.
I'm thinking it's more him than her son.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I saw her story, I kept thinking it was the husband. It was the ex-husband. I mean, he cheated on her for years, had a baby with somebody else, left her, and as much as he acts like he cares about her and all this stuff, I mean, that's their son, isn't it? Their son together. So why is the son getting the blame? I think the husband's just a control freak. But I don't know. I didn't do any deep dive into that. I just watched that one show about her where she was speaking about what's going on. And it was a while ago. So I don't know the deep-rooted stuff. From what she says, Wells Fargo is the one that put her into that guardianship. Oh, that's good, Lorraine. Robbie, Kyle's message. Where is Kyle's message?
Where? I didn't
How
see
did I
it.
miss that? There it is.
Some of the new
Robbie,
stuff was delivered today and more tomorrow. Okay, cool, Kyle. We'll go by the post office.
I have to go to the post office. Some mail came for us yesterday and today. So I'll never tell. Yeah, you're gonna want to do like private agreements or something, like Robin was talking about. You know, if you go to an estate planner, that's what's so scary. You don't know. It's almost like because of all this stuff, if you think about lawyers that work with estate and estate law, you think that they're just going to be involved in all this kind of crap, right? How do you know who to trust? How do you know? You don't know. Wait till we have Shelley Lund on, because she's been involved advocating for a guardianship, or with a guardianship that's been going on for a long time, and it's crazy.
Shut up, John Caps.
It's crazy. Willie's elixir may not fix what ails you, but you don't care after a shot or two. You didn't sleep without Lisa telling me to shut up. Well, shut up, John Caps. There you go. My cousin tried to get guardianship for her dad, and because I knew folks at the court, me and my mom showed up and stopped it. Well, I do know that there's situations out there where, family members will take advantage of others if they have money or whatever. That there is truth to that, I mean, you have to be protected, but it's the ones that, like, these guardianships are not necessary. You got to watch I Care a Lot. It's a good movie, it really is. But it's scary to think that all exists. It's really scary, and apparently it does. So I think there has to be laws on this. She was trying to get his money and was pissed at her mom. Wow. It's crazy. I remember when my mom was getting sick, she told all of us to get an insurance policy on her, and I wouldn't do it. Watch Final Destination Bloodlines. Was that on? Yeah, I wouldn't do it. My other sibling wouldn't. I'm thinking one did, but I'm not sure. But he's like, why? Well, I'm like, no. I'm like, I'd rather have you here. I'm not going to do something like that just so I have money because you're gone. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even do it. I wouldn't even touch it. Never did. But, they say that's how, like, all the Rockefellers made all their money, because they took out all these insurance policies on all their, everybody. And if someone passed away, they got tons of money. They were literally working the system. He worked for Delta and had a nice retirement, and she was an only child. It's just crazy. I don't think I'll ever be able to watch another movie with this girl in it and not look at her with like a I really don't. That's how powerful that movie really is. Crazy. Anyway, you should go watch it. You and Michelle.
We will.
I Care a Lot. It's on Netflix. And apparently Amazon Prime, but nobody's told me if they actually watch it on Amazon Prime yet. Another thing people need to be aware of is do not let anyone on your personal checking account, as that person has access to the money and don't have to answer to anyone. It's true. It did, right, Bonita? It's like, ooh, bitch. Man, if I saw this woman. Good night, John Caps.
Good night, John.
Let's see how many we got. We have 91 entries. Can we get to 100?
I'd do it, but I'm too whooped to do it now. 91, 91, 91. Do I see a 95? How about a 95? Is there a 95? 95, 95. Come on.
Right on, Tina.
Bobby Sterling.
10 years ago, they tried to put my grandpa in a home, and they showed up to take him, and he went in the bathroom and oh my God. He said I would go my way, not theirs. He did. Wow, Sydney. Wow. Laughing or flutter.
Flutter.
That's
94.
It is at 96. We need 4 more.
96. We got a 96. We're 96. We got a 96. How about 97? Who's going to be 97? Who's going to be number 97? Come on, 97. Step on up.
Robbie, Root Beer wants him to give the gator a kiss.
If I
Prime doesn't let the United States watch it, only Netflix. Oh, okay, thank you, Babs. Shut up, Ed.
And get your other handles in there and make it go up.
Let's get a 98. How about a 98? Feeling great with a 98. Flutter. 2 more. Up, 1 more. We need 1 more. 1 more and I'll draw. Up. Did Miguel the Gorilla get it?
Where the hell were you, Raw Dog?
Here we are. We just hit 100. We just hit 100. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right. Let's see. I'm going to get to the screen. We have 100 entries. Are you ready? Here we go.
Let's see 110. Let's see 110.
Uh-oh. Robbie, all right. We'll wait it out. Ed's like, no. No headset. Is Gabe still out getting snacks at the Circle K? No, Gabe's in bed. Diana says, shut up, Robbie. Sunny, Sunny. We are at 101.
Oh, we got a 101, 101. How about a 102? Is there a 102 out there? 102? Who's going to make it 102? Who's going to become number 102? I know there's a 102 sitting there. No reason to be shy. Just get her done.
Nope. 9 gens. There he is. 102.
We're at 102.
Right.
Let's see. 103. 103. 103. Is there a 103? Are we going to see 103?
Silverheart. No, Silvers must already be in there. It's still 102.
It's 102.
Mary Kay. 103. Mary Kay got it.
There's 103. 103. 103. How about a 104? How about a 104? I know you guys got it in you. I know you do. Come on. Get that 104 in there. 104. 104. Step right up. Get a 104. Who's going to be number 104? Let's see it.
Looks like it was Donna Hawkins 104.
Ooh, there's a 104, and now I know there's a 104. There's got to be a 105. 105, 105, 105. Let's get that 105. I'll bet if Mimi stepped in there, she'd be 105. Raw Dog, make it work.
What? No, we'll be back in 2 shakes. Okay, there's Tim, 105. Tim's 105.
There you go. You got 105, 105. How about 106? 106. Who's got the 106? Let's keep it going. Keep it rocking and rolling with 106. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Who's got it? Who's got it?
We're at 106. We need 107.
107? I told you we're going to make it to 110. We're going to make 110. Let's get that 107. Let's get that 107.
We got 107.
107's there. How about 108?
Yeah.
108. 108. 108. 108.
Ms. Mickey. 108. We got 108. Do we have
108. Is there 19? 109? 109?
Yeah,
109?
we need 109.
Who's got 109? Who's going to be 109? Who's got 109? Put that 109 in there. We only need 2 more and we're going to draw. We hit 110,
Yeah.
It's drawing. We hit 110 and Lisa's going to roll the dice. Let's go.
Auctioneer Robbie woke me up. Get your hashtag in there.
We're at 108.
Diana says I'm waiting for sold.
Where's 109? 109. Let's go 109.
And Jeanette, 109. We need one more.
109.
Megan, is that you?
More. One
Megan
more.
did it. Oh, Debbie Tucker. Now we're at 111, I think. Now we're still 110.
Dang. We're at 110.
All right. Yeah, we're at 110. Here we go.
Roll it away.
Robbie, by the way, one of the things I sent does have dice. Oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
We're at 111. Megan got in there again. All right, so 13. So Debbie was 110. Megan got 111. Here we go. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, my gosh. Pam, Kathy, Hannah, Ed, Mo, Sandra, Miss Gator, Terry, Todd, Swan, Lori J, Georgia Ruckman.
Georgia
got it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Whoop, whoop. Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. 5 Georgia. Georgia, if you can, just send me your shipping address again. If I already have it, I'm not sure if I have it or not.
Todd, the biggest one we caught alive,
Georgia.
live catch was 11.3 before, and this one was 11.2. And then we got a 12-foot 5.
Give it to Flood. All right, thank you. Random acts of kindness. Georgia is gifting it to Flood. Thank you.
But a car hit it, and by the time we got there, it just died when we pulled up.
It died when you pulled. What? Say it again.
Yeah, you saw that one.
Wait, which one are we talking about?
The one that was like 12 foot something. 12
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Awesome, Jen. Fingers crossed. Jen might have a place. Awesome, Jennifer. Awesome. Very cool. Thank you guys so much. Congratulations, Georgia. And well, Flutter, but both of you. Congrats. Ladies and gents, I want to thank you.
It totaled the car that hit it. The car was totaled. Broke the front axle and the rear axle.
Oh, prayers, crazy lady. Prayers up. You'll be all right. Stay positive.
Prayers.
Ladies and gents, I want to thank you guys so much for supporting our channel and hanging out with tonight and learning some new information that can possibly help you or a family member or a friend. Please spread the news. Help make people aware. and just stay aware yourself, because who knows, you know. We'll be talking about this more in the future. Also, we have Shelley Lund coming on to talk about it again. I'm just not sure what date she'll be coming on. We're waiting to find that out. But I will be back live tomorrow night for our Tidbit Tuesdays, and I'm supposed to be showing some stuff, so we shall see. So hopefully, guys, you'll be here. I'll be on around 10. If I can come on earlier, I will. I know I always say that, but you all know I should be here by 10:05 most of the time. If I miss getting that thumbnail up by 9:30, that's why it'll say like 10:15 most of the time. Because in order for you guys to get the notice, I have to have had the thumbnail up 30 minutes ahead of time. So, and sometimes I get it up real late, as you noticed. Anyway, but I will be here tomorrow at 10, but, you know, definitely by 10:15. And I hope to see you all there. And Robbie, you're not going live tomorrow, right?
No, not tomorrow. I go live Wednesdays.
That's right.
Wednesdays and
all
Fridays.
Right. Well, I know that. I just forgot what day I was on. But anyway, Robbie should be here. Maybe Stacey will be here. Who knows? Will be here. We'll see. Maybe we get Tori or Kendra or something. You know what I mean? Like, you never know who'll be on here. It could be just me. Anyway, but we'll be back tomorrow night, 10 o'clock. Thank you so much again. Definitely check out everybody's all our mods pages and support their channels. They're awesome people.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Prayers out to everyone who needs them.
Whether you need them or not.
You don't. Yeah. Yeah. I want you all to have a great night. Thank you all so much. You guys are amazing.
And goody goo goo to all of you.
Exactly. A goody goo goo.
Ta-ta for now.
Have a great night. Bye, guys. Bye. 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 Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
There it is. Is Flutter going to do it? Is Flutter? There, toodaloo. And a goody goo.